Morning, everyone. Everybody must have stayed up late with me last night. I don't think we got off the live last night until after midnight. I'm so tired. Waiting for my coffee crew to get in here. So, as many of you know, we were supposed to have Dudley on last night, and he didn't show up. Well, I shouldn't say that. He was supposed to be on and opted. Let me see if I can share my screen. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to let you guys come in. I probably should have waited just a little bit longer before I popped on here live because we don't have a whole lot of people. What in the world is going on here? Is it shaking on your end too? There we go. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We're going to wait for people to get in here. Oh my goodness. Swear to God, I lose my brain. I'd lose my brain. I don't know what in the world I've done with my vape. Oh well, I guess I'll wait until everybody gets in here. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys got your cup of joe. I almost want to play you guys a video so I can go find my vape. So Dudley was supposed to go on last night and got cold feet. A lot more to that story than that, but I'm not going to feed into the drama. As many people know, people like to create drama, then go and do a YouTube video about the drama, and just totally tacky. So tacky. So anyways, we're from drama-free zone. So good morning, folks. Good morning. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to go get your coffee, please do. This is for all my coffee club crew, my coffee club members. Good morning. 2 hours to 2022. Here. I hope you guys have plans. I know some of the people that are on this channel, it is already New Year's Day. If I got my times correctly. Maybe I could be wrong. Might be getting close. So anyways, I just want to welcome everybody from around the world into running to get my coffee. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere, Denise. We're not going anywhere in Australia, Tanya. Morning. Guys, take a few minutes. I need to go find my vape. Take a few minutes, go get your coffee. Freshen up your coffee cup. I decided to be smart and bring the whole thermos with me. Now you guys don't have to worry about me leaving. Oh, Lord have mercy. There is no help for me, folks. There's no help for me. There's just no help. So good morning in Australia. So folks, as normal, let's just see how everybody's doing. Let's do our morning mental health check. How's everybody doing this morning? What's everybody's plans this evening? I'm actually going, you guys hear me talk about my friend, which is like she works very hard. You know, she's part of this whole women-owned business. You know, she's a real entrepreneur. What do we got here? Hi, good morning. I have that habit. Oh my goodness. Can you see my eyes? My eyes are like literally swollen this morning. I was up entirely too late. We didn't even get off live last night until midnight. And it's not like once you get off live, you go straight to bed and boom, you're asleep. I know. I know. I would if I could. I would if I could. Every year I'm home and I ring in the new year, kind of, and I'm fine being home and ringing in the new year. But I think I stayed home for Thanksgiving and I think I stayed home for Christmas. And you know what? 2022 is the year. I really truly feel is the year. We had a crappy 2019. We had a crappy, well, hell, let's talk about it. We had a crappy 2018. We had a crappy 2019. We had a crappy 2020. We had a crappy 2021. So we've had a major 4-year running streak of crappy freaking years that you wish would just go away and you never see them again. So, oh, good. Oh, we're giving Mr. Jonathan Lee Riches a run for his money. He does 7 to 8 miles. I'm not sure if he does it every day, but I know he does it. He does it a lot. I know he does it a lot. So, good morning. Yes. I want to. We keep, a lot of people don't realize we do bounce, ideas and thoughts and everything because, I think we all kind of feel the same about what could have happened to Summer. Where could she be? And I don't think any of that is she's alive and being passed around for drug money. I mean, maybe some people in here do. I don't want to discredit you. If you do believe that she's alive and, being used or sex trafficked, I like, oh, good morning, my friend. I don't want to take away, I love optimism, but, and I don't want, people to feel like they don't have an opinion. You can't have an opinion, that's different than mine. Of course you can. But, in my opinion, I think the majority, let me just put it in a different way. I think the majority of people in here, do not believe that Summer is going to come back, to us and or come back to us, alive. So it's oh yeah, and not only I have to be honest with you guys, I talked to him. Excuse me. I talked to him. I probably should have, and I feel I kind of kicked myself in the butt because I should have went ahead and interviewed him, but he was willing to come onto the show. And so he was telling me stuff and I kind of cut him off while I was eating dinner. So it's like I've got salad in my mouth. And he's, kind of telling me everything right then and there. And it's like, I'm like, just save it. He already agreed to him on the show. So it's like, yeah, I've never really had anybody say they're going to come on a show and then back out like literally an hour and a half before we go live. I get, like, again, a lot of lessons were learned here, but some people came out and, attacked, well, not attacked, but, blamed Marissa. And I just want to tell you guys, I don't think Marissa was at fault for this situation. I don't really think anybody was at fault for the situation. I feel bad that Dudley got his feelings hurt, but in all fairness, people sometimes criticize a little too much and say, they don't realize that people are listening, that people have feelings, that, this guy just got ran over by Don multiple times. But this last time was on live and he got ran over by a bus and then ran over again. He's being called a drug addict. And yes, he may have had drug problems in the past. He may currently still have drug problems. I don't know. I didn't get an opportunity to find out. But when you assume that they are just this drug addict and can't provide any information, and they've already been cleared by TBI, and just, these people that think they know something and their brain is the only brain that functions. And the only thing, I mean, I've got this gal saying that our so-called protest, which is not really a protest, in front of TBI. I guess let's just talk about the first time I met this person. They're telling us that we shouldn't be mean to Don because they're innocent until proven guilty. Look, we're not the court of law. I mean, just the idiotic things that come out of this person's mouth, idiotic things. And then go on to a rampage, a 30-minute rampage, when I didn't even I said my piece. I really would have preferred her, watch what she says. And then she goes on a rampage to whatever. I think it's poor taste. It was tacky. That's what it was. It was absolutely tacky. And it shows that she thought she did something wrong, that she's got to go and go on a live to talk about it. Like we kept the live last night about the victims, right? Whatever. I guess people like that. I don't. But I don't watch her shit. So never have. I only have to deal with her when she's on Marissa's show. So I have decided that I won't be on it when she's there. So I don't have candles to sell. But anyways, I'm done with my bitch. I think it took 2 minutes to get that all out and off my shoulders. Didn't need to go live for 30 minutes talking about being somebody's scapegoat. Oh, you hurt somebody's feelings. And you know what? The bottom line is she hurt somebody else's feelings. And it's okay because she's allowed to have her opinion. She's allowed to take a club and bash over anybody's head because that's her opinion. That's her opinion. She's allowed to have it. She's right. She is allowed to have it. But how tacky? How freaking tacky? You have no consideration for anybody's feelings. You have no consideration for the damage that you did to mine in your relationship moving forward. Fine. Okay. Great. Anyways, for many of you that don't know, today is Marissa's birthday. I don't know how old she is, so don't ask. I don't care. And I know she's a female, so she probably doesn't want everybody knowing her age. I don't want anybody knowing my age. And I'm not the baby of the team, but I'm the second. We know who the baby is. It's Olivia. She's the baby of the team. She's the one that's allowed to get away with murder. Because she's the baby of the family. Yeah. But I don't even want to get into that. But believe it or not, Marissa's a very smart lady. She's a very smart lady. I believe she's been doing this for a really long time. I believe she knows what she's doing. So, scream it, girl. Scream it. That's awesome. I love it. Yes, we want him. And you know what? It's not over yet. I think he just got cold feet because, I think he got a taste of what he thought was going to go on in this channel, which never would, because I would never have that crazy lunatic on my channel. Not Dudley, the other one, the one that likes to run her mouth. She doesn't come on my channel. She never is invited on my channel. She never would be invited on my channel. And it's just simply because, I feel like she hijacks channels. I feel like that she, I can't even stand listening to her voice. Like her voice drives me up a wall. And I try to be nice, but I don't have to be nice anymore. I just don't want to be around her. I don't want to be in a chat with her. I don't want to be on a panel with her. Like I literally could care less, just go do your channel, leave me alone and quit making videos about me. So anyways, good morning all. Good morning. It went on for a really long time. Dudley did not show up. He did not show up. We're not even going to go into it because then that's just that's inviting the drama into my channel, which I want to keep out. We let people talk about me. That's what I let people do because they got nothing better to do. They don't want to focus on the victims of these crimes. They'd rather focus on me or a team member and try to bash us and club us over the head. I mean, seriously, I don't know if you guys remember this. So I just got people are even parsing down. Like if I have a sentence, I don't know if you guys remember, but somebody was going off on here, going in my chat about Marissa. And I remember, and I went off and said something about, I'm sick and tired of hearing these personality differences. This was about a week or so ago. And I said, you don't have to like Marissa. If you don't want to be on her channel, don't. You can be here if you like my personality better. You know how that got twisted? They cut the whole sentence down to me saying, if you don't like Marissa or Marissa's channel, just come over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just intentionally trying to incite a rift between Marissa and but what they fail to realize is we are always on the phone together. Like, I actually sent them the segment because somebody that day tried to post this lunatic that I said she doesn't even need a channel because she's absolutely has no integrity and lies. Like, she lied through her teeth. She tried to spin something that wasn't there to spin. So I went ahead and sent the this whole skit over to Marissa, so she could see I didn't want any issues because that's just the kind of person I am. But she does the same thing when stuff is said about her. She just goes ahead and addresses it. I mean, I think that's what we have to do as a team to keep everything above board. And we miss a couple things here and there, of course we do, and then we just talk. I mean, people act like we are so petty that Marissa, Olivia, Jonathan, and I are so petty that when people drop this garbage, actually try to say stuff to us. Like, one person was trying to get over there, and if you guys heard it, let me just read this to you. And we're just going to talk about this. Let me read this to you. It's insanity what people try to do. This is the drama BS that gets exhausting, right? It gets exhausting. And it's probably from a fake account because it came from a Jennifer Meyer. I've never heard of this woman in my life, right? Never heard of her. So she says, Betty and JLR are working against you because they want to grow their channels. They're plotting something big to make you look bad so they can grab your subs. They'll be recording it. First of all, we record everything. So naturally, anything that happens, we're going to be recording because we literally record everything. This is my response. Let me go back because there was another one. This is my response, and I'm gonna say it nicely because I don't want to get. Oh, hold on. Let me go back there. I'll talk about some other drama. Why not? It's a good morning for it. So I said, F them. Of course we want to grow our channel, but we would never run over a friend to do it. Like, people are so stupid. It's like they sit around this round table, right? They have all these jokers that are mad at us for going out and actually doing work, not just being on YouTube and sitting in the comfort of our offices and being able to commentate. And we actually got, like, I got one guy that's was sent in our group chat that sat there and decided to cry and complain about Marissa and I, like, literally through his channel, saying F-bombs. He's like, oh, I just want to bring some respect to Summer's name. MF this and GD that and F this. And I'm like, And then he wants to go in and talk about, I never asked for donations. But you're monetized. So people can send you money through YouTube. And I never talk about my merchandise. But you have the merchandise down below. Like, scratching my head and saying, is this guy for real? Is this Joker? And he is just crying on there. He is crying and just complaining. Oh, and then he goes on to say, I don't understand why they need to raise money to go on a trip there. I went on a secret trip there and I funded it myself. A secret trip? What? So you mean you didn't really go there? And I have all this fancy equipment in it that you almost need a federal license to have. What? How did you get that equipment, buddy? Your donors? Oh my God. Oh my God. I know, right? A secret trip. Why would you go on a trip to Rogersville, Tennessee and not show your audience? Like, what are you doing on YouTube if you literally go help to find a lost person and you make no mention of it? You show no photos, you show no video. I didn't want to make it a big deal. What the Oh my God. A new computer is on my wish list. It is officially on my wish list. Haters, start bashing. I'm putting a computer on my Amazon wish list. I am over this effing computer. Seriously, over the effing computer. It just drops. And there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know if I'll ever fly Southwest again for what they did. I reported it. They told me, they gave me a claim number. They said they were going to send me a claim form. And then I never hear anything more about it. Nothing. It's my own fault, I guess. Okay, I'm entering the studio on the computer. I'll be right back. Irritating. Get so sick of it. All right, I'm back. Right in the middle of me having fun. Just distracts me and just puts me in foul mood. Puts me in foul mood. Irritating. I'm allowed to say that over and over and over again. All right, let me share my screen again. Oh, thank you, new member. Welcome, share. I love hanging out with crazy people. Is why I get up so early. And actually, these have been coming in later. I feel bad, but like even going to bed, I mean, my eyes are just swollen this morning. It's like, and of course, as you guys can see, we never prepare for our morning our morning show. But you know, in all fairness, I prepared like hell for last night's show, and guess what? I ended up having to wing it anyways, right? So it's like, why would I sit here and spend hours upon hours preparing a show, you know, getting everything lined up that, you know, because you just never know. I just feel like sometimes that's not what this show is, you know. I always say things happen for a reason, folks. Everybody that follows me and watches me hears that I think everything happens for a reason. I believe there are signs, and I truly believe this channel is just supposed to be unscripted. I really do. I think it's just supposed to be. I mean, we still, no matter what time of day it is, what time of night, we always focus on the victims. We always have a few, you know, tangents here and there. We go off, you know, just like I'm doing now. We just talk about some off the wall stuff, and I think that's what this channel is supposed to be, because literally every time I try to plan it out, try to have, you know, this going, that go, it just never works out. It never works out. And we end up winging it anyways and having a great time and having a lot of fun. So it just, I just, you know, maybe one day we'll get a little more sophisticated, but it's not today. Oh, I got to order my coffee cup too. I really do. I need to just break down and order the darn thing. Actually, I need to order a few things because, as you know, Aya was a great supporter. She bought a lot of stuff off the wish list. I went ahead and took the wish list out. I did, and then she clarified some of the stuff that she purchased. We're very thankful either way out, no matter. Oh, thank you, honey bunny. Thank you. Either way you look at it, she gave us a super chat of $200, and she purchased a mess of stuff off the wish list. And then I realized that the wish list was not reducing, like when people purchase stuff, it wasn't changing the number on it. So it almost looked like I needed 5, you know, pin cameras, and I didn't, because somebody had already purchased some and sent them here, which was just amazing. Like, we're going to have the camera and I saw some comments saying, oh, she told on herself. No, I didn't. Like, we want people to know that we're recording them. We just don't want them to think about it the entire time they're having the conversation. We want their guards down. We want them to be able to speak to us freely. And it's not just to bring it on here, guys. I've got to tell you, we have hours and hours of footage that you guys never get to see, because it contains some pretty detailed information that really it only needs to be seen by law enforcement. So we don't run that. We will, you know, once the case starts winding down, and you know, once they start doing that. Sorry, what was this? Hard to see. Oh, I get it. You know, and that's why we do a bunch of different stuff hard to see, because people always try to support us in their own ways, and every way is different. That's why we have the super chat, the super sticker. Some people don't like doing that. Some people like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Some people like purchasing off of Amazon. Some people like, buying merchandise. So we open all these different things for people to support us. Some people don't like spending money on us at all and just want to support the channel by sharing us and liking us and moderating for us and, sending us leads and stuff. I mean, really, it's all support. At the end of the day, it's all support. It's all stuff that we need. So I get it. I get it. So it doesn't hurt my feelings in the least, because I've got to tell you, everybody supports this channel one way or another, just like you. Hard to see. You're in the channel right now. Like, you're viewing this channel. You're supporting this channel. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I never want anybody ever in this world to feel guilty in the way that they support. I don't think that's fair to them. I don't think that's fair to them. So, like even Ginger Snap, look at how she's supporting us. I love you guys. Are you kidding me? When I'm in here, I never stop laughing. I literally never stop laughing. Like I half the time I laugh so hard that my eyes stay filled with water. You guys are funny. See, we support each other in different ways. We support each other in different ways. It's great. Yeah, see, I mean, people just have their different ways, and we don't want to restrict we got more coffee. Coffee. Guys, look at this. This is how I do my coffee right here for you guys. So I don't get up right there. This starts getting empty. I just pour it in, fill it up. But I have to say, guys, I mean, for all my coffee club, and this, I'm telling you, Black & Decker is not sponsoring me to say this, but when I love products, I always say it. So this is, I think, what did I say it was? Black & Decker, might be Mr. Coffee. I'm not sure. Let's see if it's got it. Black & Decker. It's Black & Decker. Anyways, this is a thermos coffee pot. So you know how like most of them have the glass, and it has the hot burner plate that, if you leave it on there, it turns to mud. This is a thermos that I came across this. A friend had given me a thermos coffee maker that ended up dying on me, so I had to buy another one. But that was the first time I ever experienced a thermos coffee maker. So what it does is it brews your coffee fresh into the thermos, and then the thermos keeps it hot literally 12 to 15 hours. So you could literally let it sit there all day long, go fill your cup up, and it tastes freshly brewed. No burning, no scorching, no, mud taste after a few hours. No, popping in the microwave unless you decide you wake up the next morning, which sometimes I do. I'll wake up the next morning, my pot's full, so I'll pour it in the cup and put it in the microwave, and it's not, yeah. And I've got to tell you, it is portable, because if anybody remembers when I was at Brian Laundrie's house, guess what? This thing locks, and you have to push the button to let the coffee come out. Anyways, I'd make this up. I would put it in the car. I'd go all the way down to Northport, and I had my little thermos cup, and I would literally have coffee in the morning sitting there in my chair protesting every 5 minutes, every hour on the hour, or, for 5 minutes every hour on the hour. And it was great. No, I do not, Shelly. I know. Oh, sorry, wrong one. No, I do not. I need to get one. I realize it's important now that I'm on YouTube and stuff like that. See, people on TikTok, I had a huge following on TikTok. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up. A huge following on TikTok. We did a lot of stuff. I got to be careful what I do, because it's just so funny. Did I tell you guys I could not monetize that one thing that we did for Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner, because I played the TMZ, my own interview? Isn't that insane? I got hit for copyright infringement on my own. But that just really just burns my grits, right? Insanity. Oh boy. I love some of the creators on TikTok though. They're really interesting. Like this guy right here, he's good. Let's see what he's always I like.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to be a little messed up in the head. We all are. But it's when you're messed up in the heart, that's what makes you a shitty person. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to be a little messed up in the head. We all are.
There we go. I don't want to not get monetized because somebody's playing music in the background. But anyways, I just want to show you. So 64,000 people, 64,000 followers. That was, and I'm letting everybody know that I'm over at YouTube right now. Hello, Tick-Tock. I know it's been a really long time since I have been over here. This is Andra, aka Bullhorn Betty. And just want to let you know of our YouTube channels, Chronicles of Olivia, Jonathan Lee Riches, and myself, Bullhorn Betty, now have full YouTube channels that are documenting all of our experiences handling the true crime cases. Currently, we are working on Kylan Schulte, Crystal Turner, and we actually went out and did an investigation on missing 5-year-old Summer Wells in Rogersville, Tennessee. We hope to see you guys subscribe, like, and share our YouTube. So there you go, folks. There you go. I have made the conversion from TikTok over to YouTube. TikTok over to YouTube. And I've got it, well, there's a few reasons why I left TikTok. And I still do. I just don't do as much. I just don't do as much related to TikTok. I felt that it was, honestly, I felt that we had, that it was a lot more difficult with some of the stuff. You got hit literally for everything. It snuffed some of the creativity that we were both, especially Chronicles of Olivia. The way TikTok is, somebody can just go in there. Whereas, for example, YouTube, you go in there, you make a report. Somebody actually reviews that report before they take the stuff down. On TikTok, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. If somebody goes over there and hits that, then it's brought down and you have to go through this entire appeals process. And Olivia had 1.2 million followers and almost risked, because there's haters over there that want to do nothing but try to snuff Olivia out because they're jealous of her, because they have 60,000 followers and she has 1.2 million, probably 1.3 million by now. It was very catty. It's not supportive. It's almost like YouTube on steroids with the drama. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, TikTok allows their users to abuse their community standards in an effort to cyber bully someone. So they're actually going in there and tagging photos that don't even fit the crime, bringing the channel to you, and you're at the mercy of TikTok. And if TikTok wants to cut you off, they'll cut you off. Like Olivia had her channels removed for no reason, because these people kept attacking her. Literally, she did nothing wrong, and she kept losing her channel. And she literally had to beg TikTok to reinstate her channel. They did, finally, after reviewing and realizing she's just reporting the news and doing absolutely nothing wrong. But they almost took that. And, many people don't know, she's a hard worker. And it's not like TikTok, you could get rich off TikTok. But every penny counts. And they were threatening to take food out of her mouth. And I just said, we got to learn what we're supposed to see. What are we supposed to learn from this process? And if anybody knows, and I said this last night, yes, we are working on it as collectively as a team. We're working on it. We're working on attorneys. We're working on building the team a little bit better, because, it is amazing to me how many people on YouTube actually think that they have carte blanche to every creator's stuff, that they could just use it and make money off of it. That because it's on YouTube, somehow copyright doesn't exist And all they have to do is play the entire thing, but stop it every few minutes to commentate on it, and they can make money off somebody else's work. Like that's truly what some of these people think. And they literally argue with me and say, "Oh, but it's fair use." Clearly, they have no idea what fair use is, how fair use works. And we were told for the news industry, they're only allowed 15 seconds under fair use. And so I consider myself news. And that's related to the National Archives. I consider myself news. So, I'm an investigative journalist. That sounds like news. So, good morning, Caribbean. How are you doing? You were up with us late. You were with us all day. You were with us from the morning to night. Go grab your coffee. Oh, thank you, Shelley. Thank you. Yeah, But anyways, getting back to TikTok, and we just got to the point where we were so tired of we were spending more time. Like literally, we took that is only hurting TikTok. Their policies are only hurting them because these little creators aren't doing anything. You've ran off 2 major creators, and you have given those we went on to YouTube. So we're making money for YouTube and barely touching TikTok. So TikTok's own policies have prevented, and I'll still go on there and post something, but I really don't. I love the fans that I met on TikTok, but I was so sick of the catty. I was so sick of the petty, and I was so sick of the attacks on Olivia because of how many people she had. She still throws her 3-minute videos up there, but I just felt like the whole entire design of TikTok was not conducive of growth. It was a stepping stone. It was a place to start. It was a place to quickly build up. But to be honest with you, it's not where the final destination is. And who's to say YouTube is either? I don't, if anybody knows me, I don't like putting all eggs in one basket. You never know what the future holds, There it is, folks. If anybody doesn't know, we got the new merch. This is under Coffee Club 2, because I didn't realize that I put out that. This is how stupid I am. Oh, I put out a post on my community thing saying, which logo do you like? Well, I think it was like, I was fiddling around here. If many people know, if I have too much time on my hands, I just work, right? So anyways, I went back there like a few minutes later, didn't see the responses that everybody loved the sleeker design. This is a sleeker design. They like this as opposed to the other one, which had the coffee in the thing. They like this one. Well, I went on to my merchandise account and made all this swag for the other design. And then I went back and it's like, oh, everybody liked the second one. So now I put the second one on. So this is Coffee Club number 2. If you guys want merch, I'm still working on. I think I only put cups out. I will. If you guys think it'll be behoove me, I'll thank you. If you think it'll behoove me to do some products, shirts and stuff, I'll be happy to go back in there and revamp something. I got to get a coffee cup. I like the black coffee cup because the background of my logo is black. I like it. I think everything stands out prettier. But I got to tell you that those wine tumblers, if you guys have been on the site, I love those little wine tumblers. I don't know what it is about it. Like I almost want to get that for my coffee cup because I love it so much. And it actually sparked something else in me. Like I'm thinking maybe we should do an evening or an afternoon, a later afternoon, live, wine with wine, where we just come on here and complain about everything in life over wine. Just purge ourselves of all the frustration we had for the day. I just think it'd be fun. Teacup design. You know what? Maybe I'll work on that for you, Ginger Snap. Maybe I'll work on that for you. Unfortunately, they don't make teacups on the site. And actually, somebody was sending me megaphones. The stuff for the like college games and stuff like that. And I wish they had that stuff on this one design. And the only reason I have to use this one site is because I don't have an actual website. I could put anything I want e-commerce on my own website if I so chose, and I may decide to build one. That's not wouldn't be my first website I ever built. I go from doing mechanic work to being college educated, doing drywall and building websites. I have always tried to learn as much as I could in the world. So no matter what happened, I would always be able to make money, you know. And it's sad, you know, people are like, oh my God, make money. It's like, you know, these lights don't pay for themselves, folks. People can be so stupid. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Wind down. Hey, I love that. That's a great idea. I love that. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. It really would be. Oh, thank you. All the new folks are going to love me. We do kind of talk here. We bounce through different things. So we'll talk about a case. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about that. But for the most part, we all have fun. We all chit chat together. And, you know, I really try to bring you guys into the fold as much as possible, because it's not just, I mean, it's not, I always talk about our team, you know, Marissa, you know, AKA Molly Golightly, Olivia, Jonathan, JLR, and me, Bullhorn Betty, our team. I always, you know, talk about, but at the end of the day, you guys are part of that team. And I try to let you guys know that every chance I get, because at the end of the day, I mean, I could show you my email box. It's filled with people. It's filled with leads. Those come from you guys. Those come from real people out there that watch us and try to help us and try to guide us. And it takes a village to find these people. It takes a village. I mean, shoot, look how much time we spent on Summer Wells and we still haven't even found her yet. You know, we know she's somewhere. We just don't know where. We keep, you know, it's hard because, you know, you see all the games that Don and Candace play now. Think about the musical chairs they're playing with Summer. She's over here. She's over there. If he just sneaks out, you know, I hope, I pray to God TBI has that, all their vehicles with, you know, the devices on them so they can monitor where, you know, their comings and goings. If I find out they don't, I'm just going to be thinking, this is a joke. The TBI is a freaking joke. And we already know Hawkins County is becoming the joke, the pun of many punchlines. I'm really disappointed. Oh shoot, that's kind of gross. I ordered Chinese the other day for Marissa's. She had a lunch, and anyways, I just looked over there and moved the bag and realized I forgot to put the egg roll in the refrigerator. This thing's been sitting out for like 2 or 3 days. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait for 2022. Oh, how I can't wait for 2022. I want 2022 to give me a brain. I really do. I need a brain for 2022. Please help. Yeah. And you know what? I don't understand what it is with Tennessee, or at least this area of Tennessee. Like, I have never in my life seen one couple, Candace and Don. Never in my life would have ever thought that two people could get away with so much crap without facing justice, without being held accountable. Like, these people knew Candace and Don. I mean, it must have been a joke. Oh, well, we got to go up there again. What? Arrest them. You lazy people. You lazy sheriffs. Arrest them. Take them to, you know, everybody. I keep looking back on these. You know, we read the complaint cards. We read law enforcement's own affidavit that they put in their computer system about these cases. These are the incident reports that law enforcement has filled out. That law enforcement, you know, explaining what they saw and everything. This is not the affidavit of Candace or Grandis or anything like that. These are literally the law enforcement's commentary on the incident. And there are so many. Proud Aussie, you meant 2022. You said 2021. We're wanting to leave 2021 a bye. Proud Aussie, 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes, folks. It's actually down to 19 minutes. They are going to be rolling into 2022. So we are going to stay here. We are going to wait until it's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to welcome Australia to a new year. How fun is that? How fun is that? I'm just waking up and they're celebrating 2022. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we don't ever think of it like that. This whole internet and these channels, it brings people from around the world. It is one of the neatest things I have ever seen in my life. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind. Yep. Aw. I hear you. I may do the same thing. Yep. You're not too far from us. I mean, well, we're at 8, so you're 41. So you're 5 hours ahead. 5 hours ahead. We are going to be welcoming Australia into a new year in just a little bit, guys. In just a little bit. We're down to, what is that? 18 minutes. I know, right? We need to lock them up. That's going to be the goals for 2022. So anyways, actually talking about goals, folks. Listen, I'm not really with the 2022 New Year's resolutions, because every year, okay, gotcha. Sorry. Listening to Australia, almost into 2022. Yep. It's already 2022 in New Zealand. Well, Happy New Year, New Zealand. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. But getting back to it, I'm not really the firm believer on New Year's resolutions because we have all the New Year's resolutions just seem to we spend a lot of time on New Year's resolutions, and it's usually, I want to be thinner. Oh, thank you, Vet Girl. Thank you so much. Thank you. Who is the candidates for, you know what? That's a great question, and we need to look into it. You are right. We need to start focusing on this. I don't want to make this political, this channel political in the least bit. But you know what? When we have an entire police department, an entire sheriff's department ran by this Lawson character, and he's not even locking these despicable people up for breaking the law and putting their children in jeopardy and putting the people in his county in jeopardy. Maybe we just need to go a little bit political for him, not necessarily full-fledged political, but let's talk about who can replace him and, talk about these people that are running against him background. But yes, if anybody is in here from Hawkins County, you guys need to start working on a different, he is up for election this year. This whole Summer Wells case cannot possibly be good for an election year. Cannot possibly be good, especially with us exposing how many times Don Wells broke the law and their law enforcement allowed them to get away with it. That cannot be good, right? I mean, I would not want that on my record. Like this whole Summer Wells, like he should have stormed that house and charged them for everything he could have charged them with. Child endangerment, child neglect, And I don't understand this muzzle loader crap that Don says, oh, but it's a muzzle loader. And we're allowed to have, felons are allowed to have muzzle loader. Look, if anybody has those kind of right criteria that you can have a gun, look, they need to have a path to gun rights back. They don't need to have being a convicted felon and being able to have a gun. I don't care if it's a muzzle loader or not. I know about the wild animals and all this other stuff. And you know what? Don't break the law. Don't become a felon. That's the first and foremost. And then not only that, but if law enforcement feels that they need to be able to protect themselves, give them a pathway a pathway to get those rights back so they can protect themselves. That would solve everything. Then they'd have to go through this due diligence process, because this idea, if a muzzle loader can kill a wild animal, don't you think it can kill a human being? And isn't the whole purpose of felons not being allowed to have guns is for the purpose of protecting the people out there? Give them a pathway to get their gun rights back so they can carry a proper gun to defend themselves with. Just my thought. I mean, I do believe that there should be second chances out there, folks. If you guys don't know, some people may disagree with my statement, and that's fine. That's fine. It's just my opinion, but I think that, having a process would be better than just letting every felon, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, just walk around with a firearm, muzzleloader or not. I mean, it can hurt somebody, it can maim somebody. I mean, what's the point in taking gun rights away if you're going to give them a gun? I mean, why don't you just not take their gun rights away if they're a convicted felon? Let's try that. I mean, if you're just going to give them a gun anyways, who gives a shit? Our government, man. Stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh, I think they need to throw these people in jail. I really do. I think Candace should be in jail for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The affidavit that Hunter could sign would be more than enough probable cause to at least have her arrested and thrown in jail and have her brought before the court of law, whether they win or not. I think they would, because she's got a past history of this, right? She has other kids that she fed alcohol to. This shows a pattern. And she would be convicted. So it's just amazing to me that they have all this stuff that they could literally. Yes. And we got multiple occasions where he took off because he knew the law enforcement was coming to their house, and he's drunk. He gets in his vehicle. He storms out of his house, and then his drunken ass decides to pull up the driveway while law enforcement is there, drunker than a skunk. And law enforcement's like, okay. We're not going to take you to jail for a DUI. What? It's insane. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but to me, like, what's the purpose of even having criminal law? If you're not going to follow the law, what's the point in having it? Just like with the felons not having guns. What does it matter? If you're just going to find a way to give them a gun anyways, what does it matter? Whatever. I will never understand. I think a 5-year-old could come up with better rules and regulations than the United States government. Just my opinion. Maybe that's something we can all unify on, the right and the left. I think we all have that. Sorry. Oh, no. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Nope, you're wrong. I'm from Manatee County. I was born and raised here. If you guys look at, and I was born, I'm not going to tell you my year. We'll say late 70s. Maybe. I have to say, it's okay, 79. It was last year, 79. I don't want to say late 70s because then you guys might think I'm older than I am. And I can't say 80s because I really was 79. Oh my goodness. I got tears just rolling down my face this morning. I really do. You guys are funny. But I was born in Manatee County. I think when I was born in this county, I think we had 50,000 people. I think Rogersville or Hawkins County is bigger than what it was but now we got like 400,000. So I guess we are growing leaps and bounds here in Manatee County. This place used to be so affordable beach community. And, Sarasota was just god awful expensive. And over the last few years, we have now surpassed the cost of Sarasota. Home prices are, in many cases, have surpassed the median home prices in Sarasota. I never, back in the day, people lived in Manatee County and commuted over to Sarasota County for work because they paid better wages, but the cost of living over here was much cheaper. And it's not, I mean, they're connected. They're so close together that, they're almost one county. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But I tell you, I'm very fortunate. We had like this foreclosure craze. You couldn't keep. I mean, these houses stayed on the market forever. Like it truly was a buyer's market. Like you could just take a pick. Like the house prices were just so low. There were so many foreclosures that flooded the market that everybody just had their pick. If you had money, you could just pick. I mean, it didn't matter how much. You could buy a house for 10 grand. I bought this house right here for 28.5, paid cash for it. I'm very thankful because now I would not be able to afford to live in this county. That's how ridiculous it literally went from the lowest low to the highest high in a matter of 3 or 4 years. Well, from 2000, maybe 10 years, because I bought this in 2012. And it's 2022. So, but in 10 years, and actually it started going unaffordable probably 5 years. So within 5 years, we'll say 5 years. I think we can safely say sinkholes in Florida worry me, but that's only in some areas. Manatee County has never had a sinkhole. Sarasota County has never had a sinkhole. And honestly, I really believe that's more of the farmland because they suck the water out of, they use a lot of wells. And I really believe that those artesian wells and in the end, I think they suck the water out, that the ground just sinks. I really believe that's, people don't want to believe that that's what their sinkholes are from. I truly believe that this is what the sinkholes are from. I think the sinkholes are from everybody on wells. They need to, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Lord knows I'm definitely not 100% right. In any aspect, especially up here. Guys, 7 minutes before Australia goes into 2022. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up, I know the Netherlands have already hit 2022, but the only reason why I'm bringing Australia up is because we have Australians in here, and it's such an honor that they're watching this show as they go into 2022. That just holds a special part in my heart for them. And I'm just so thankful. I really am. I know, right? Right? But I got to tell you, the 28.5, don't think this was the Taj Mahal. This place was a freaking dump. I literally had to rip out the kitchen. I literally had to remove a wall. I had to replace the doors. I had to replace the windows. I had to tent this house. And then I come after having this beautiful kitchen put in, right? And by the way, I installed the kitchen myself. So, we were on a budget, because I was 20 something, well, 30 something, and we didn't have a whole lot of money. And so we did all the work here ourselves, even the roof. And let me tell you, that sucked because they had a tar gravel roof that needed to be scraped off. I had holes on it was awful. It was awful. I got to tell you, it was awful, but it makes me appreciate my house. But this house is a dump. I remember and it's a poor design. Like they enclosed the carport, which goes in. So we have like the master bed, which I don't sleep in. The master bedroom is connected to the laundry room. It sucks. It doesn't even have a closet in there, but it's a huge room because it was a carport that was enclosed. So at any rate, we did a lot of work on this house ourselves. And I remember the gentleman that came to give us the estimate, he was being so sarcastic, such an asshole, excuse my language. But he comes in to give me an estimate to tent the house. He's like, "Oh, you got yourself a real gem here, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do, jerk." But we ended up I got to tell you, this place was filled with German cockroaches. They are so disgusting. I think they are the most disgusting type of roach in the world. They're not a palmetto bug. They're not one of those big smelly bugs. Those German cockroaches, they survived an entire house tenting. Yes, folks. I didn't even know there was German cockroaches here because I had never been here at night. And so we had just had the house tented. Excuse me. Excuse me. My word. Woo. Excuse me. Excuse me. And oh, good. Fox News is showing Australia live. If anybody wants to see them bring in the new year, guys, we're down to 4 minutes on Australia, so let me get this through. So anyways, these German cockroaches got to be dynamite. They got to have like this exoskeleton that is just not... So anyways, I'm thinking this whole house was tenanted. We had to leave, which I had another house at the time. So it wasn't like we were rushing to get in here. I actually owned this house for a full year before I ever moved into it because I wanted it. I was not moving into it until my kitchen was done. That kitchen was plywood. It was disgusting. I mean, this whole house was freaking run down. It was a freaking disgusting, dilapidated piece of crap. But it was my dilapidated piece of crap. So... I wouldn't move in until the house was fixed up, and primarily that I had a functioning kitchen, a beautiful kitchen. So I stayed here for the one night, and I get up in the middle of the night. If anybody knows me, I do occasionally get up in the middle of the night, use the bathroom, go in there and get myself a cup of water or whatever. I walk in, and there is literally these German cockroaches covering the entire counter. I am screaming. I am grabbing one of my dish towels, and I'm just smacking the crap out of them. And I'm like, where in the world did these things come from? Like, there's not even food out, and they are like everywhere. And we had just tenanted the house. I'm freaking out. So I ended up, again, we were on a budget. It's not like we could call the exterminator and say, hey, exterminator, come here and fix this problem for us. I mean, that was a $200 problem. I have $100. So I went up to the do-it-yourself pest control place. I got the spray, the professional spray that they got. I literally sprayed everything. Like, I sprayed the walls. I mean, I was spraying everything. And it still wasn't killing them fast enough. You have to go get this little vial. It's like a syringe, and it looks like almost like peanut butter in it. I took all the switch covers off. I put it in there. I put it on the back side of the stove. I put it underneath it, like on the metal of the stove. I didn't care. I even put it on a little bit on the backsplash. Like I freaked out. It worked though. It worked. The boogers still took 6 months to kill all of them. They just, it really did. I have no bug problem. Sorry guys. My nose is just, I have allergies apparently this morning. I have no bug problems right now, except a critter problem. There was a mouse in my house. Sorry. There was a mouse in my house, and I got traps that I got to set. That is a goal for 2022. I am not setting it tonight because I am not waking up with a dead mouse. People know. I mean, I was told a year ago. I was. I got to watch my time. I don't want to go onto this thing. So a year ago, I got up at like 2:00 in the morning and went to the bathroom, and I started screaming. And so my now ex-husband is running from the other room trying to figure out, was I getting murdered or something? Yay, guys. We're getting down to the wire. I wish I had the clock for Aussie. For our Aussies in the chat room, you guys are about to run into the new year. If you haven't already, Happy New Year. Happy New Year for our Australian family. I feel that 2022 is going to be a great year for the world. And I think if we put that out there in the world, it will come back to us in the world. So, put peppermint oil around the door and window frames. Happy New Year, Aussies! My Australian family. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yay. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. So nice, guys. We already brought in one new year for a whole entire country. That's awesome. You guys got to admit, that's pretty awesome. We're here on YouTube. I'm sitting in Florida and celebrating 2022 with Australians. That is just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Happy New Year. The entire channel is blowing up for you Australians. We're having a, what is it? We're having a New Year's party from down under. Oh, yay. I love fireworks. I love fireworks. Oh, you're so welcome. It was a privilege for me. It was a privilege for me. I'm so happy. Let's put another shrimp on the bobby. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what, guys? We need to, and that goes back. I kind of got on a tangent and didn't finish up my thoughts. Now that I'm reading some of the comments here. So, it goes back to, I don't do New Year's resolutions, but I do believe in written goals. I do believe in written goals. I believe that you should be doing goals every year. And they could be personal goals and they could be prosperous goals. They can be business oriented goals. They could be personal goals of, almost like, for example, if you're sick of your dead end job, what is your ideal job and what steps do you need to take? And it's not just about putting one thing on a list. This is what's different about New Year's resolutions versus goals. Because New Year's resolutions is I want to lose weight. I want to make $1 million. I want to do this, but you don't have any metrics in place. No metrics in place to achieve that goal or achieve that resolution, right? So I really do believe in not only having goals, but writing those goals out, and not just writing those goals out. What are the steps that you have to take? What are the metrics that you can make sure that you're growing to meet that goal? So you need to put the steps in order to achieve that goal. So I really want everybody, 2022, we had, like I said, we went through it. We had a crappy 2019. We had a crappy 2018. We had a crappy 2020. We had a crappy 2021. We're going into 2022. This is our year. I really feel it in my gut. I hope everybody else feels it. We can make changes in our life starting today. And I hope everybody takes a few minutes. And you know what? Why don't you start small? Why don't you start small? Just do 1 or 2 major goals that you want. Another thing, and this worked for my aunt and uncle. I remember them doing it, and they got a poster board and put everything that they wanted on that poster board. And every year they picked 1 or 2 things off that poster board that they wanted to achieve. Believe it or not, one of those things was almost an out of touch goal. My uncle wanted a sailboat and he wanted to travel the world. He was, and he's now recently retired, a Navy guy. Well, he retired several years ago. Like, not recently retired. He went to college and everything on his GI Bill and became a physical therapist and is doing very well for himself. So it was more than recently. It was many years ago, probably about 10. I don't recall. Anyways, that was one of his goals, is to get this sailboat. And thank you. It was to get this sailboat and travel the world. I thought personally, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, that wasn't sailboats are expensive, $100,000 or more. It's almost like an RV. They're freaking ridiculously expensive. And but they had it on their poster board. Can you believe that they worked very hard? He was able to achieve that goal. His sailboat is now sold, but he was able to buy the sailboat that he wanted and travel the waters. That was a goal he had set. It was set many years previous to that. And he had it up on that poster board and always kept working toward that. So that worked for them. For me, it's got to be written. It's got to be strategic. It's got to have steps, plans. It's got to make that. So for those that want, pick just one major thing. If you're sick of your marriage, set goals on how to get out of it. If you're sick of your job, your dead end job, what do you want to do? Set goals. Make sure that you're constantly every day doing small steps to reach that goal. It may take a little minute. So what? So what? So what? But we are rolling into 2022. We just celebrated with Australia, them rolling into 2022. We were very blessed and honored to be with them as they rolled into 2022. But it brings us to a point where, it's a great idea to set not resolutions. Throw resolutions out the window. It's time for you guys to start setting goals, not just any goals, but setting written goals. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Those are goals. And actually, it's kind of funny that you say that, because one of the goals that I wrote down was to find one person alive. I mean, it sounds like a bring one person home, but it sounds horrible, right? Why should that be a goal? That's a pretty effed up goal, if you ask me. But it is a goal. I put personal goals down. I put, and you know what? Maybe once I get it all finished up, I will share it with you guys, so you guys can see how I do my goal writing. That would be really good for you guys. I think. Do I achieve all my goals? No, but I've also learned not to throw everything in the kitchen sink on my goal sheet. Right? I really. I'm very thoughtful about what I'd like to accomplish for this year, and not just this year. Like I have 5-year goals and I have 10-year goals. And it's kind of funny because when you look at the 10-year goals, those change so often. Like I've been moving through this plan, this path that God is setting for me, and I'm just going with the flow right now. That I look back of 2 years ago, what were my goals 2 years ago, and what even my 10-year goals, my 5-year goals, what were they 2 years ago? They are totally different today. Like even my 5-year plan and my 10-year plan have to be completely redone. A new map has to be drawn. Yeah. Yep. Bingo. Dave's right. It's a bunch of those little goals that make the biggest impact. It's tiny metrics. Almost use the steps, of recovery. Sometimes you got to take it second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, month by month. Just get us through the day. Make that little step, that little move to the right direction every single day, every single second. Just have it there. And I find out you never want to put your goals in a drawer. You want to have them out. You want to have them on your wall. You want to see them every day. It's almost like when you lose weight. You know what? It's frustrating. It's almost counterproductive, but you need to weigh yourself. You have to weigh yourself. If you want to lose weight, believe it or not, weighing yourself first thing in the morning, it turns the switch on. So the rest of the day, you're constantly worrying about your calorie intake, worrying about this, because you're like, oh my God, I'm half a pound heavier today, so you're cognizant. Oh my gosh, I need to run an extra mile. And it's just because you woke up and got on that scale that morning. And it can't be any different with your goals. You need to look at your goals every morning when you wake up. Set the positivity in your brain. So anyways, enough of that. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Just going to tell you that it's 2022, and we have an opportunity to have a great 2022, and I am going to suck every bit of it up. I really am. I've had a crappy last 4 years, and I'm ready to shed the crap and move forward in the good. And nothing's going to stop me, and nothing should stop you. So good morning, Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. We love you. I want to again welcome our Aussies into the new year. We're very thankful for you. And as many of you guys know, Dudley, John ended up not coming on to our meeting last night, our live. He told me he would. I talked to him several times. It sounded to me that he had a lot of things that he wanted to get off his chest, and he ended up getting cold feet. And I didn't want him to do that. But again, it is what it is. We're going to continue to work with him. I hope, once he sees our channel and realizes we're not a bunch of crackpots and we're not trying to take him down or intimidate him or, do anything bad, I think he will eventually come on here, because at the end of the day, I think he really wants to get his side of the story, his side of the story out as well. And the only way he's going to be able to do that is to go on a channel that he trusts. And I can tell you, we are not pro Don Wells on this channel. There are some channels you wouldn't believe that were pro Wells. Some people that act like they were out to help Summer, but they're not. They're out to be friends with Don Wells and Candace Wells, and we expose them, and we will continue to expose them. But it's just a shame. Don Wells has destroyed a lot of people's lives, including his own daughter and his own children. So is Candace. They've destroyed a lot of people's lives, and a lot more lives have been destroyed at their hands than we even have a clue about. No, I don't have. You know what? I will set up a PO box here in the near future. I will. I'll get a PO box set up. I'll go down to the FedEx store later today once I'm off here and get one set up so you guys can have a place to mail stuff to. I know people are constantly asking. To be honest with you, I really don't care if my address is out there, but I realize that that's foolish. But I do pack guns in this house, and anybody that ever tried to come into this house would be an idiot. But whatever. But at any rate, I will open a PO box just for safety reasons, and so you guys have a place to send stuff. I know everybody's been asking me about it, and just want to make sure that we are able to accommodate any of your needs here at the Bullhorn Betty. So, and it's probably a smart thing to do anyways, because people want to be able to send cards, Christmas cards, birthday cards, Valentine cards, and we have to be smart and protect ourselves, because I do work from home, and well, except when I'm out in the field, but I'm out in the field more than I'm at home. I mean, that's why I can't have animals. Jonathan has a cat. Olivia has a small dog, but she has just one dog, and she's able to take it to a dog sitter. When my husband left, I had 3. It was very difficult. My neighbor had to come over here and take care of them. They went to they were rehomed into loving homes that were able to better care for them after they weren't really my dogs. I mean, for folks, I don't want you bashing me over the head saying, "Oh my God, can't believe you got rid of your dog." They weren't mine. They were my ex-husband's. So Chance was, he went out and bought him when he was a puppy. He went all the way to Arcadia to pick up Layla. America was given to him for Father's Day. These were his dogs. I didn't walk away from him. He did. They were never my dogs. I didn't feed them. I didn't bathe them. Of course they were in the house. I wasn't mean to them or anything. I love animals. So, I mean, I don't want to give the picture that I'm this heartless animal person. I loved, my dogs were so happy to see me come in, but they weren't mine. And when he left, he abandoned his dogs, and I'm out there. And mind you, when we were married, I was traveling all over the place politically. I was at meetings. I was never home. So for him to have left those dogs here was truly wholly cruel to me and cruel to those animals, because they weren't my dogs. And I don't see how a person can walk away from their own animals that they were around taking care of for the last 10 years. That broke my heart. That broke my heart, and left me to deal with it, which was not cool. Not cool at all. So I did what I could do, the best I knew how. And I wanted to make sure that they went to loving homes and they would not ever be in jeopardy of losing their life. So I worked super hard, and we got them into loving homes, and they are happy and they are thriving. And that is the best outcome. It's not fair for me to throw my dogs out of this house into the backyard in 100-degree weather for 8 to 10 hours a day while I'm working. That's not fair. So I believe that we can all agree. I think I did the right thing. And I begged my ex to come back and get him. And he actually told me he was coming back and made a trip down here. And I was so happy and so thankful. I actually took him out to dinner because he was taking the dogs, and it meant that I didn't have to get rid of him. And he came back and got the trailer full of crap so he could pawn it and left the dogs here. Because I left for the evening. I didn't, he needed to stay the night here. We're exes. I didn't want to be in the house. It was my birthday weekend. He said he'd have everything packed up. I was going to help him, set him off the next Saturday. Send him off the next Saturday. I come home. These dogs that he supposedly loved had no water, no food, had been locked in the house for over 24 hours. As soon as I turned my back and left, he took everything he could pawn and left the house. It was sick. It was sick. And I felt so bad. So at any rate, that is it. So now I'm here, no husband and no dog, just a mouse in the house that keeps me company. That's the mouse in the house. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, I had a lot of fun with you. We brought the new year in with Australia. We had some laughs. I'm still crying. I think. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I know. I'm truly. It was very heartbreaking for me, but the best possible outcome has come out of it, and we're very thankful and very blessed for it. So, and that was even before I was traveling. Like, this was just political stuff, me never being here, me being at county meetings, me being at school board meetings, me being at, luncheons with our politicians and this, that, and the other. This is not even now. I'm traveling around the country. Like, my poor dogs would be miserable, would be absolute miserable. So it's just, it's sad. I really wish that he would have done the right thing, but he didn't. So at any rate, I don't want to start 2022 in depression, so we're going to stop talking about the ex-husband and the dogs. How about that? Let's talk about Dudley. Oh my goodness. But anyways, getting back to the animals. Now we're able to, like, we can pop. I was talking, I think, to Marissa. We're at the point now that literally we can, if we needed to go, if there was an emergency, if there was a case breaking, our whole entire team can literally, at the drop of a dime, get up and go. That is amazing. Good morning, everybody that's just tuning in. Good morning. Oh, thank you. I listen to it and I laugh at my laugh too, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Does anybody like their laugh? I'm just curious. I don't like mine. It's so funny. It's like I'm short, and it's like it's so funny because no matter what you are, if you're really tall, like my sister she's tall, like really tall, and it's like if you're tall, you want to be shorter. If you're short, you want to be taller. If you're too thin, you want to be fatter. If you have curly hair, you want straight hair. If you have straight hair, you want curly hair. If you live in the mountains, you want to be by the sea. If you live by the sea, you want to be in the mountains. Guys, the grass is not greener on the other side. Oh my goodness. Hey, I snort. I do too. Sometimes it sneaks out on me and almost startles me and makes me laugh even harder. Good morning, folks. If you guys are just coming in, go get your coffee. We're not doing a whole bunch of anything. We're just sitting here yapping about a whole bunch of stuff. I love this thermos, but I need to go fill it. It's almost empty. I need to go fill it up with some coffee. The only thing I don't like about it is it takes longer than a normal coffee pot to brew the coffee, but I'm fine with that. The coffee's good. And it has a setting on it. If you like stronger coffee, you can hit the setting. It takes longer time to brew, which is what I got it on. That's probably why it does that. I like my coffee stronger than most people, I reckon. I agree. That's why we laugh on here. I agree. And that's why, and at the end of the day, that's why we like a drama-free zone. I just feel like there's so much drama out there on YouTube. It's just like one less thing. And then I was listening to this Joker. And it's so funny. These people go out and just like try to bash us over the head. You know, they have like 2-hour YouTube channels about how horrible, you know, me or someone on the team is. And they just go off. And it's like, you know what? They just promoted us for like 2 hours. Do they realize that? Do they even realize that? Like I see a fluctuation in memberships and subscriptions. And I'm like, what? And I go out and I find out that these people are from some other channel. And it's because this guy's billy clubbing me over the head. It's like, it's so funny. These people literally are screaming and crying about us and our team because we're going out there. Oh my God. They're asking for donations. Yes, we do. And, you know, they go to a good cause and stuff like that. Oh my God, they're advertising merchandise. Yes. So that we do. You know, people like the Bullhorn Betty logo first and foremost. So why not throw it on some clothes so they can wear it? You know, they get something and we get something in return too. They support the channel. So yes, we do that. It's like they honestly believe people don't understand how this whole YouTube thing works. I mean, it's just, and not only that, but the hypocrisy. Like I said, that one guy is complaining about, you know, bringing up merchandise, yet he has merchandise under his face. He's complaining about, you know, sponsorship, yet he has super chats. He's monetized. It's like, seriously, like these people, it's freaking hilarious. They are so upset. You know, I think you know what? And I think Jonathan hit the nail on the head. I don't think it has to do with, you know, whether we're selling merchandise or whether we're getting, you know, sponsorship or whatever. I think it has to do with their analytics. They're seeing these people are dropping like hotcakes, or, you know, when they are throwing up a Summer Wells commentary and we're throwing up, you know, videos of us actually going out and looking for, people are coming over to this channel to watch us actually go look for, or us actually question a live person as opposed to them commentating. And I think their analytics are dropping. And I think they're seeing this progressive drop in their subscribers. And I think that they are just, you know, butthurt. And you know what? Instead of like for me, I don't complain about it. You know what I do? I set goals and overcome it. You know, you give me a mountain, I'm climbing over it. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You don't go on here and complain about your situation. It makes you look like a kitty. You go and do something about it. You don't go on there and lie and say I had a secret. I had a secret trip to Rogersville, Tennessee. I'm like, are you serious, man? Are you serious? Michelle After Dark. I love her. I really do. She is a wonderful person. She's overseas. She is more than welcome. I would never go after her unless she dogs me, but she never does. She seems pretty legit. And if she does do constructive criticism, I'm perfectly fine with that. She's more than welcome. If she sees something on my channel that she needs to play, I would never go after her for copyright or get her in any way. She's more than welcome to use it. And the reason why I say that is because she's overseas. It's not like she can just, you know, her costs to come over here for these cases would be through the roof. I do like her. I like, you know, her walking the dogs and actually having conversations. Her story's pretty impressive too. Her past story, you know, she talks about the loss of her son, her anger, you know, her stuff that she had to overcome herself. She is an amazing woman, in my opinion. And I love Michelle After Dark. I really do. If she watches my stuff, I got to tell you, I love you. I do watch you as well. I think you're a great person. And so far, since everything I've seen on your channel just seems to be your opinion and your truthful opinion. And you and I kind of see eye to eye on a lot of things. Oh, thank you. Thank you for all my membership. I love that. But I really do like Michelle After Dark. And she calls me by my name. She calls me Andrea and Bullhorn Betty. So it's nice. But we do a lot of stuff here. And, you know, she's one of those people that understand and appreciate the hard work that we do. And I think that's what I like the most about her. She realizes that this is, not an easy task. She's actually for being overseas and being able to do the kind of investigative work and her due diligence where she can just, say, oh, I looked into this, a while ago, but I just didn't bring it to you. And she's able to show you some stuff that she did. It's amazing and impressive that you can be halfway around the world and still do a pretty decent investigation on a case over here. So I really do applaud her. I really do applaud her for the work she's been able to do. And if you guys hear me, even with the, when I start, saying about the armchair YouTubers, she's not one that I'm talking about. Even Tiffany Marie was not one that I was talking about, because Tiffany Marie was actually on here, or not on here. When we were out there, she was on the phone giving us information. It's just truly a shame that she decided to go on the defensive and, basically Billy Club one of my teammates over the head, which, Marissa, AKA Molly Golightly. Molly Golightly will always be who she is, and to have that whole, where she was saying F this to AB, that's how she talks. That's her persona on here. For them to be so offensive, it was just really petty. And then to go and Billy Clubber, that's just really petty. We all should be working together. And Tiffany Marie seemed like, but she told me to when I was telling her I didn't think that this was productive when she was going over there, and her basically telling me to get the F out of her chat. Fine. I never went back, and I actually unsubscribed from her. And until she invites me back, I have nothing more that I can say to her. I've got nothing against her. She didn't do anything to me. It's not an argument that I have with her. But I try to stay out of it as much as possible, but I just don't see how, if we're all working on the same team and working to bring, information to Summer Wells, how, taking 4 days, bitch session and Billy clubbing Marissa over the head and calling her basically every name under the book. I don't know how that's productive. That just sounds like a girl that had a lot of pent up, aggression that she never unleashed until she had an opportunity to unleash, and then she unleashed it all at the same time. But Molly is just passionate, but at the end of the day, she's got a show. She's entertaining. She comes with the real information, but I personally go on there and laugh my ass off. I like, for her channel, the drama works. She's got, some massive amount of people, over 50,000 people. Obviously, she's doing something right. I watch her. I love her. I love her. Yeah. And, good for them. Everybody has to have somebody that they work with and work with well, and sometimes that grow, it's growth. And in this industry, I got to say that, yeah, where I started, a year ago and where I ended up at the end of this year, going into 2022, I can tell you, I never in my wildest dreams imagined this would be where I am, where I would be landing on YouTube, teaming up and building a nonprofit, heels on the ground, and going around the country to help victims of crimes. I never in my wildest dreams ever thought something like this would ever be possible. But that's the amazing thing with this World Wide Web, right? It makes the impossible possible. And we see it time and time again. And this is no different. So we're very blessed, very thankful. I'm not sure why Molly did a live last night. She's been on here a couple times. I'll be winding down now because we're going on almost 2 hours. So I'll be winding down here. She may go live. I don't know what her schedule. It's like funny because I try. It's again comes down to me trying to make a schedule. It never works out for me. We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants. That's the only strategy that seems to work for me anymore. Because I'm guided wherever I'm supposed to be. I've just learned it. I've just learned that, I always was taught in school, failing to plan is planning to fail, right? That's what that was what was drummed in my head. And you know what? It was always such a letdown, right? Like I plan all this stuff and it never goes the way I want it to go. And then I got this whole thing, where I just feel like I'm led by God and everything's going to be okay. And I don't need to stress over money. I don't need to stress over my career. I don't need to stress, no matter what. God has always made sure I was okay. He's always led me in the right direction. I just have to believe. I have to have faith. And I got to tell you, there was times when I would be at work and I'd break out in hives because I was so stressed out. I got to tell you, just I don't stress out anymore. The things that used to, it was never the major issue, like the house is flooded because the water heater just exploded. It wasn't that. I could handle that. It was the run in the pantyhose that made me have almost the meltdown. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, it's never the big thing that makes you have the meltdown. It's that final straw. And that final straw is always something so stupid and petty, like a run in your pantyhose. And you're like ready just to have this break. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. I mean, I get a little frustrated here and there when things aren't going my way. I mean, I am a female and I am emotional because I'm a female, but for the most part, I realize that there is a path for me, and that path I have no clue about. At the end of the day, my path is already set in stone. All I have to do is just get up every day and do what I can do. And I just have always been led in the right direction. I shouldn't say always. Of course, when I was in charge of my own life, I put it in the gutter. As many know, you can't do anything to me I haven't already done to myself. So you can try, but you're not going to get me down. These people. Oh my God, I got a criminal history. Ooh. Oh my God. And they think it's news. Like nothing new, nothing original, folks. Nothing new, nothing original. Oh my God, it's so shocking. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. At any rate, I stopped planning. Like even last night, I spent hours upon hours, preparing for Dudley to be on my show, and what ended up happening, we didn't get him. He ended up canceling because of some unnecessary drama. And I ended up going, honestly, I have to say I wasn't going to go live. And again, I prayed over it. I'm sitting in bed and it was like, something tells me, Andrea, get your ass out of this bed, pull your big girl pants on. And whether you got him on or not, people are still expecting you to go on at 9:00. Right? So we winged it. It was a great episode. We had Marissa on. We had Jonathan Lee Riches on. The only person of our team that was missing was Olivia. And she's got internet issues because she's in North Carolina. But she should be coming back. I think she should be back. She should be coming back in the next few days. Oh, excuse me. But I just go with the flow now. It's been an amazing ride. It's been an amazing journey. So I never thought that just letting go and letting God would really actually work, but it does for me. So that's where I'm at. It's where I'm at in life. It really is. Hopefully my hair can quit turning gray now. Hopefully the wrinkles can start going away. Oh, Happy New Year's, Australia. Happy New Year's. I'm glad you guys were with us. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm happy to give you guys an update on Ruth. So many of you guys know we were out in the land of Ruth Sakala. She's a 75-year-old woman that's missing, and she went missing on December 15th. So for many of you that, just to get up to speed, so she was actually, she fully recovered from cancer that she had, I think, in 2017. And she was in full remission, fully cured in 2018. So she overcame quite a bit. And then she went into the deep depression that came with COVID. So she was one of those people that didn't believe in the vaccines. She didn't want to, and her daughter and her husband, they're all older, feeble. Well, not her daughter's not older, of course, but her daughter made her, told her that she had to stay in the house. If she wasn't getting the vaccine, she needed to stay in the house. So I think there was a little level of resentment there toward that. I don't know that to be true. That's just, I'm just, we got to look at all angles. So at any rate, Jonathan was going through, he went out there when I went to Daytona. If you guys remember, Jonathan was out in the preserve trying to look and trying to find information about her. So whatever day, I can't remember what day I went to Daytona, but whatever day that was, the day I actually physically drove down there, he was actually in the woods looking for this lady. Well, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, Jonathan was on the, he monitors all these police Twitter pages and Facebook pages and stuff to monitor for, any local cases that we can help out with and whatnot. And he came across her and realized she is still missing. Like, he was out there, I think it was the 18th, something like that. Anyways, she was still missing. And so he called me up and said, hey, that gal that I was out there looking for, she's still missing. Would you be willing to come down or come up or whatever? I can't remember what he said, but I'm like, sure, not a problem. I'll come up and help. And I was on Marissa's page getting my oil change and was talking about this case and saying we're going searching. And that's how Caribbean Kool-Aid ended up hearing about it. And she came out to help us aid in the search and, walk around and question these people, the neighborhood, try to get as much information as we could find. And again, it comes down to just being knowledgeable about certain facts and getting out there and looking. But the odd thing, this is the odd thing with this case, and I don't know, in Caribbean Kool-Aid and I, went back and forth on this. And I think her and I were kind of on the same page with this. And let me just give you what happened. So this woman's depressed. She just changed her medication. She was on a new medication for the last 2 weeks. And, usually she gets up, according to her husband, gets up, takes a shower, and pretty much goes back to bed. Not a real, just kind of a depressed lifestyle, right? And this particular day, December 15th, she actually got up, got in the shower, went in the bathroom, got herself dolled up, put her makeup on. As he described, she was going from 75 to 40. And she saw him, and as she was getting ready, he asked her where she was going, and she said, I'm going to go to the park, and if I have the energy, I'm going to go downtown shopping. And he's like, well, when are you going to be back? And she basically said, I'll come back. I'll get back when I get back. I'm leaving. I'm going to go have fun for today, and I'll be back. No date, no set date, no set time. Just dolled up and walking out of the house. And that was the last time anybody heard from her. Her husband went around 1:00 downtown to find her because he knew what shop she liked to attend with the car to try to pick her up and bring her back home. Couldn't find her. Came back home, waited until about 3:30 or so. Went back up there, picked her up. I could be wrong on the times. I'm going off my brain. I did record the actually, he was live. We were live when we were talking to him, but the daughter originally was just recorded on my phone. So we'll play that at a later date. Anyways, so he ended up calling law enforcement. They said they had the helicopters there. They had the dogs, the dog sniffing, the scent sniffing dogs out there. And it took, the dogs went to the corner of Pinecrest and Louisiana. Some people said she went all the way down Pinecrest. We went down there. We couldn't find anything. There was a canal there. It's not like she was using it. We were trying to figure out where she was going, what she was doing. We even did a couple different areas into that preserve, James E. Gray Preserve, to see, did she go back there and maybe commit suicide or something to that nature? And we just never know. You never know. Did she have a medical emergency? Did she go back there and have a heart attack and succumb to her injuries? Was she on medication, take her medication, and just was got really dizzy and just passed out and was very disoriented and was lost? We didn't. Hard to see. There is no way he had anything to do with it. I mean, this man is feeble. He was having a hard time standing while we were out there for a long period of time. He broke down. I mean, we don't suspect any foul play from this family whatsoever. We don't. And we would be the first to tell you if we even had one scintilla of thought that he had it. And that was my question too. When I started hearing about this, about her, and not only that, the kicker is when she left her keys, she left her wallet, she left her driver's license. And when I heard that she'd never been out of the house in 2 years and all these things were left behind, that's the first thing I told Jonathan is do a major background into the husband. And there's no there there. There's no there there. There's nothing in my heart of hearts that believes that he had anything at all to do with her not coming back home. Nothing. I mean, but we're talking about this, and we're finding out, like, a friend of hers that was there 2 weeks prior to was leaving there to go to New Jersey. And it was just the fact that, even when we looked at the suicide aspect of it, did she want to get away so she could commit suicide because she was a really depressed person and just was tired of life and everything else? And we're like, but if you're going to end your life, who would put on makeup? Who would go through this process of dolling yourself up? You know what I'm saying? And Jonathan said, oh, there's many women that would. I said, but we agreed that those women that put their makeup on and want to look beautiful before they commit suicide are people that want to be found. They want somebody to find them. They're taking a bunch of pills in their bed. They're shooting themselves in the chest so they don't mess up their face. Those types of people would do their face up. But who is going to go through the entire process of doing your face up and then going out in the woods where nobody's going to find you and off yourself? It just doesn't have that hallmark. You know what I'm saying? She really went out of her way to look pretty that day. And so, the suicide aspect just didn't seem, it seemed possible, but not probable. I mean, it could, we don't know her, but we're going off what the family knows about her. And sometimes even family's perception can be clouded, so we take that into consideration when we are talking about this. So, and she had no cell phone, as Caribbean Kool-Aid saying. So, but we were bouncing back and forth with this, and it just, she's been with her husband for forever. We try not to think that there was a mister on the side or anything like that. And I know if the family's watching this, they're probably going to have a, heart attack by me saying that, but you just never know. I mean, they may know, but us as, people that don't know the family, don't know the victim, don't know, anybody, we have to look at all possibilities, including the fact that they may have an affair, and like she was locked away, or people around the community told us that she loved to go out dancing and loved to have fun, and then she goes for 2 years of being locked in the house. So did she meet a friend, a guy friend? Is that why she got dolled up? But you know what, she may have met a girlfriend. She may have just wanted to get the hell out of Dodge for a little while. So we were looking at all those things, but it was just the idea of getting makeup. And the husband really didn't see her leave because he fell asleep. He ended up falling asleep. So did she take a bag with her? We don't know. But I just don't feel that there's foul play. I feel, that Jonathan, he kind of is more, he's an optimistic, but he's also realistic. He thinks that she stumbled, back and had some kind of medical emergency and succumbed to her injuries because of the amount of days that it's been. It's been over 15 days. So if she was out in the wilderness, her chances of survival without food and water are very grim. But it's that whole getting dressed and getting dolled up thing that doesn't. Yeah, and Caribbean Kool-Aid is on here. Do you have time? Do you want to come on here and talk about because she was out there with us, and it was really great to get to meet her and see her. Actually, I'll just drop you a link, and if you want to come on, just come on and I'll get you in. But it was pretty interesting, and just a lot of Caribbean, if you want to come on and just chit chat, we can. I have no problem with that. So it's just one of those things where, and for those that know, she came out there and helped us look, and we met at the park. We went and interviewed all the witnesses together. We went searching together. So she heard the information that I did, and we also, sat and talked about the information. And I think the one thing that perplexed us, not so much Jonathan, but Jonathan's not a girl. He's a guy. He doesn't get it, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure that they checked the hospitals. I'm pretty sure that they checked all hospitals. But at any rate, I'm pretty sure they checked all that stuff. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. But at the end of the day, it was the getting dolled up. I think that's what kind of perplexed both myself and Caribbean, because it was like, if you're going to off yourself, if you're just going to the park, who gives a crap what you look like? I mean, this park was wooded. Who cares? Yeah, law enforcement's involved. So I know that they've probably turned over. They've probably gone to, and the daughter said that they're in constant contact with the detectives. So I know that they're probably already looked up. Okay, Caribbean's coming up right now. So I know. Hold on. Let me get. There we go. Let me just get that off. There we go. Hey, girl.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm just going to let you, it's always my opinion. They get to hear my opinion, but you were actually out there with us. We met you at the park. We walked around with you. We questioned people out that were outside of their homes. We kind of went in and looked behind in gates and in people's yards. We met people that had, video camera. Tell me what you thought, what we did, in your opinion, what you thought once we found out certain information, what you believe. Just give me your overall.
So a lot of things went through my mind while we were out there. I think it was at that moment that a lot of different ideas, after talking to them personally and just getting more details about what really happened. There's so much information we got yesterday, so much. I had to start writing it all down so we wouldn't forget. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say exactly what happened. There's so many things. I mean, we did search. I feel like we searched the entire preserve. There was no sign. We searched all the woods around her area. So down Pinecrest, all the woods really around that whole neighborhood. No sign. And the thought that the dogs came out and the scent stopped, on the road, just leads me to believe that maybe she did, get in a car, which would be great. That would be awesome, because that means she's probably safe, which her daughter did say she feels like she's, still here and she's still alive.
Yeah.
The husband was just so emotional. I felt so bad for him. Just anybody that says anything about the husband, no way, absolutely no way he had anything to do with it.
And describe his condition too, so people can really, see the picture that,
Oh yeah, I mean, very nice. Wanted to help, gave us a lot of details, went really into the story, very just open, again, wanting to help, which is a big sign, that, they're being truthful. He was definitely not in a good, like, physical state, I would say. Like his health, you can tell that is not 100%. He did seem like he was having trouble just standing out there. It was kind of sunny, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, or if he had just gotten up. But he's definitely not, 100% healthy, and very emotional. Just, you can tell he just wants her back.
Yeah. Everybody just wants to know where she's at and what's going on with her. Yeah. And I have to agree that it's the scent had the issue. How did you, when we heard how she looked when she left the house, what was your perception?
Oh, that kept replaying over and over in my head all day. The fact that he said, she got up, she showered, and normally she eventually goes back to bed. But that day she got up, got dressed, did her makeup, and the one part that stuck to me was, she looked like she's 75 going on 40, which, for us, that, to me, that means a lot. It means she was done up, she was ready to go, she was happy, she was excited to go somewhere. She was looking beautiful, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it just
And then you take that in conjunction with the fact that the dog scent stopped at the road as if she got into a car and left the area,
right.
kind of plays into this. And then we found out that there was a friend that lived in the community that left and went to New Jersey. And didn't we hear from one of them that she was missing? She wanted to go back to New Jersey or something to that effect.
Yes. A couple people did mention that she really missed New Jersey, that she missed being up north. And so I did think about that. And then in that same conversation later on, he said that a friend from down the road had moved back to New Jersey about 2 weeks ago. I believe that's what he said.
They would kind of line up right about that time frame.
Right. And then as we walked down the street and we were talking to neighbors, another neighbor just happens to mention without us asking, she really did miss New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. She does have a background in New Jersey. They did used to live there. So if anybody's watching from that area, be on the lookout. I believe it was South Jersey, Paulsboro area, Gibbstown, West Deptford area. Anybody watching, just be on the lookout. I think, did you put her picture up? Her pictures were on Facebook, and then somehow, mysteriously, I have no idea. Yeah, yesterday when we went to her Facebook page, we found out something, didn't we?
Yes. Small world.
Such a
small world. Explain.
So everybody's connected somehow. I always feel like, everybody's connected. But yesterday when we were looking up her Facebook, I realized I had some mutual friends with some friends that were on her Facebook page. But again, the Facebook page, which was odd to me anyway, the profile picture is gone. So
and I think it's because I told the daughter that, I was Bullhorn Betty, watch some of the stuff. She might have been watching our live, while we're out there searching for her mom and stuff. And she did hear me reach out to people and say, web sleuths, we can't get on the web. We need to start reaching out to friends. And I think it might have alarmed her a little bit. Some people are very private, but when it comes to your family and missing, but maybe it sparked, her daughter was heading back to New Jersey. Maybe it'll spark her reaching out to family and friends in New Jersey and saying, hey, have you seen my mom? Mm-hmm. We don't know where she is, but she did indicate she felt like her mom was still here. She didn't feel like her mom had, gone to the other side. And I really do believe in that bond. I mean, even with sisters and stuff, I remember one time I was driving with my father, and many of you guys know I don't really have a good relationship now with him. And it was because of the lifestyle I had. And there was just a lot of damage done, from where I came from, where I put myself in and whatnot. But back in the day, my dad and I were pretty inseparable. And we were driving down the road, and I remember just saying, oh my God. And he's like, what? Like he almost slammed on the brakes in the car. And I'm like, something happened to Angela, my sister. Something happened. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. And I'm calling, and I'm just, I got this weird feeling that something happened. She was actually in a wreck, a pretty bad wreck. She was okay, but she was in a wreck. And I don't know how I knew that. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps reliving it right now. I don't know how I knew that, but I just think that there is some kind of internal bond that you kind of know when something's wrong. Mm-hmm. And when she said that she just doesn't feel that her mom, her mom is injured or has gone to the other side, I kind of tend to believe that because of my own personal experiences.
Yeah, I believe that too. I 100% believe that. Yeah. And I think other people can feel it too. A lot of people can tell that, or can feel like I feel like she's alive, Yes. I think, I don't know what Jonathan's last thoughts were yesterday after everything.
Yeah.
Everything we went through. But I think he feels as well that she's going to be found.
Yeah. One way or another, yeah, I think so too. But
We have a lot of family in New Jersey.
and we even thought about, maybe because I mean, she was going through this depression of being in the house. This is the first time she's really out. She's ready to go out and do something. She didn't know what, but she was ready to go. At least that's what she told her husband.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there is possibility that, she did go out and meet somebody else, and foul play could have ensued after that. But, we always talk about this possible versus probable. And it's like, the coincidences of, being out for the first time and then meeting just that one bad guy or that bad person that takes you out. I mean, yes, there are outliers out there that, that have the horrible statistic of being that 0.0001%. I mean, so we don't discredit that, but the chances of it being probable are slim to none. Is it possible? Of course, anything's possible, but is it probable? So now it's coming down to us needing to find out, who was she last in contact with? Did anybody pick her up? Did anybody take her anywhere? But we really just don't know.
We don't know. We really don't know. We have no idea. I know I've thought about it all day yesterday, went to bed sleeping, thinking about it. And I have no idea. It's so hard to say what could have happened.
Yeah.
There's so much water out there too. And I hate to say this because I don't know if any of the family members are watching, but there's so much water out there as well. Those areas we went into where there's benches set up right next to where it drops down into the water. Yeah. So I'm going to keep searching. I'm going to keep looking today. I'm just going to continue to do research on it. I did contact the mutual friends that we have there. Yeah. And they already knew about it up there. So they were sharing the flyer as well.
Good.
But yeah, I'm going to continue doing research today to find out,
because I feel like if she's around here, she's going to be found. She's, at a friend, but and that's the other thing. They've only been in, and just to put this in perspective for the viewers, they've only lived in that place for 4 years from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And 2 of those years she was stuffed up in that house. So it's not like she had a whole bunch of friends here in Florida. It's not like she had a whole bunch of places that she could have gone. Is she at a homeless shelter? I asked her, her daughter, I said, without her having her wallet and money to survive and keys and stuff like that, how would she feed herself out there? And she basically told us she could sell ice to Eskimos. I don't think she used those exact words, but that's basically what she conveyed to us, that, she knows how to take care of herself with nothing. And, people would make sure she was taken care of. She knows how to talk to people. She knows how to, befriend people. People would have made sure she had food, water, and everything else. There is the possibility that she's in a homeless shelter. But, from my understanding is law enforcement has saturated that area for her. And hold on here. I got to go back to that in just a second. But saturating the area, they're not doing so much ground searches now because we didn't see any of them. But I know that they've been in close contact with the family. When this first happened, they had helicopters, they had, radar, they had their search teams, their search dogs. They were looking for and didn't find her in the immediate area. But it comes down to her dressing up really nice, and the fact that dogs lost her scent at the main road. And that was indicative and potentially indicative of, her getting into a vehicle and leaving the area, not by foot, but actually by automobile. And so it is possible that she's still in Florida. It's possible that she's in New Jersey. It's possible she could be anywhere. But the thing is she wanted to get out of the house. This is not the first time she has ever disappeared. She disappeared in Fort Lauderdale for several days. And, but this is the longest time she's ever just taken off and not come back. And it was right around Christmas. Obviously they're going into the new year without her. So it's starting to get a little scary for the family, as if, maybe something more has happened to her. And I have to say that's what Jonathan's feeling as well, that he kind of feels that she must have been somewhere and had some kind of medical emergency and couldn't get help because she didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
And she's out there somewhere, and we're going to have a grim discovery.
So if she had a computer or any kind of way of contacting anyone online? Do we know? Did we? I don't remember
She,
asking.
well, no, we did ask her daughter when we were there, and we asked her about the social media aspect because we were concerned as to whether she could have, met somebody online and somebody, was nefarious or had some nefarious leanings and wanted to do something bad to her. And her daughter said she does have a Facebook page, but she was barely on Facebook. She was barely on social media. And we were, just wanting to look for friends and reach out to some friends to see if they knew where she may be, if she was talking to them. She didn't have a cell phone, so it's not like you can go to the cell phone and, look at their call history. They had a house phone, so that and the father had already used it. He already used it to call her. He already used it to call law enforcement. So the idea that they could, just hit the redial button, find out who the last person she spoke to was gone. So the only way they're going to get that is by pulling phone records. Obviously, we don't have the ability to do that. The family doesn't have the ability to do that. The only people that have the ability to do that is law enforcement. So hopefully they have some information that might lead to whoever she spoke to last. But at this point, it looks like she just may have ran away. Ran away from home for a little bit. Not that home life was horrible for her. It was just that she's been cooped up in the house for 2 years. And she was tired. She was depressed from being in the house. She was tired of being in the house. And she was ready to go out and have some fun.
Let's hope that's really what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's out having fun.
That's what we hope happened, folks. That's what we hope happened. Yeah. It kind of has the hallmarks that could have happened. But again, it's now we're at the 31st. It's been 16 days since she went amiss. And as she went through, she hasn't been heard of from her family. She didn't call her family on Christmas. I mean, of all days, not calling her family. That's what makes us a little uncomfortable with it. But yeah, you know what? Somebody's putting up here. Maybe she did have a mental break. She was on that depression medication and she did not leave home with her medication.
Yeah. And I saw somebody comment, about if she does go into a hospital, they don't release information like that. Correct? I mean, to
law enforcement. Law enforcement. They will not to the general public.
Right.
And they're not required to release, just like the homeless shelters are not required to release that information even to their families. They're not required to release anything, but they are required to release it to law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So even criminals, just because you're in and just they have to release that they're in the hospital, but doesn't mean that they're automatically arrested and taken to jail. They have if they're under medical care, they're under medical care. So it is. She's obviously not a criminal, but I was just putting that into perspective. That just that even though they have to cooperate with law enforcement, doesn't mean they get their guy. So especially in mental hospitals. They have to stay there. But, at the end of the day, they're still locked up. They still know where they are. They're still under supervision. So I think that's the reason. They do detain them. So they can't leave. If they try to check themselves out, they go straight to jail, things of that nature. But that's not the case with Ruth. Ruth has committed no crimes. She is an adult, which makes, if she did, step out and didn't want to go back home for a little while, there's nothing law enforcement can do about it. There really isn't.
Right.
They have no duty to force them to go back home.
I keep going back to, she could have left on her own. Yes. But why would she leave everything behind? Her money, her ID. It's difficult to get your license redone, especially now, I don't know. I keep going back to that.
I do too, but you know what? It's still odd because she was talking about going shopping downtown. If you were planning on going shopping downtown,
money,
you would need money. And she didn't take it. So these are High Scotland. So it's just these. Oh. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So for those of you watching, this is the first time I've ever been on a YouTube live.
Yeah. Thank you.
First time ever. So
breaking your cherry on Bullhorn Betty.
be kind to me. I just a little bit of background. I didn't just hop on here. I've been following cases for years, but on the low, I try to just do my part. For years I've been going out searching for people. So it's not the first time I've been out there, but I'm known as Machete Girl.
Yes, she had her machete with her, and she actually got to use it yesterday.
Always carry it in my backpack every time.
That's what I need to put on my my wish list, because people like to help us and get us some equipment that we need for our work. And I get wader boots and
a great tool. You have to have one, especially going out searching, and especially in Florida. Oh my goodness, snakes and all kinds of things, even just spider webs and oh.
She's like, there's a spider web here. I said, no, there's not. You just cleared it out.
Yeah, there was a huge spider web yesterday, and I walked right through it. I'm like, oh, never mind.
you took care of it for me.
Yeah. So, so I'm going to let you go.
Yeah. And just for everybody to know, you never met me before yesterday personally. I mean, this is how we do it. We reach out, we let people know where we're at. If you guys want to come out and help, come out. I mean, you did. And it was a successful day. At least we eliminated the possibility of her being back there in James E. Gray Preserve.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just not there.
The surrounding areas too. We searched all those surrounding woods, the field out there. No, I had never met Andrea before. I actually would just go out and join like just any search party really that's out there, or just go on my own. I have gone out on my own before. I tried to meet you guys during the Kathleen Moore case.
Yeah.
I went out there in the woods as well, but I kept missing you and Jonathan.
Yeah.
So thankfully this time when I heard you were going out to search, I got ready and went out there. So yeah, it's if anybody, my phone's like falling off this thing.
That's okay.
If anybody, wants to go out, don't do it alone. It's, find somebody, find somebody in your community that wants to do the same thing and do it together, because it is tough. Mm-hmm. But definitely make a difference. It helps. It helps.
And anybody can make a difference in their own community. I mean, you don't need Bullhorn Betty or Heels on the Ground team to go out there and help aid in the searches. We bring it live to people, so we inspire them to want to be involved in their community and want to help in their own community. Because quite frankly, we wouldn't need to even fundraise if we had these organized groups in each state. They could just be handling their own state, and we could just handle our own state. But we do what we do because it's important. So, and we will always help if we can. If we have the means to do so, we will. And it's great people like you that listen to us, follow us, and actually come out there and help us. So we are very appreciative. You got a lifelong friend. So this is the beginning of a new relationship here in Florida. So welcome aboard, Caribbean Kool-Aid. We are so appreciative of you. And I know you have a busy day today. So God bless you, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, guys. Happy New Year to you all. Thank you. And I'll see you. I'm going to go do some research and get ready for 2022.
Awesome. Take care.
Bye.
So there you have it, folks. There you have it. So, it's not all about just the talk, on YouTube. It's about walking the walk. And I feel that the team that we're building with Marissa, Olivia, Jonathan, and myself are really trying to not just talk the talk, but actually get out there and make a difference in people's lives. And the difference here, everybody's always beating us up all the time about, the work that we're doing and our past. Our pasts have nothing to do with the work we're doing. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Like, what is one of my charges from 20 years ago have anything to do with me going out and looking for this lovely lady that disappeared on December 15th? Seriously. It just doesn't make sense. But people think in their crazy minds that people give a damn. And it's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable to me. So, at any rate, we went over our 2 hours. Can you put your merch link below? Let me find it. So the coffee club link is a little different. I know somebody has. I need to start putting these. I just need to have a page, like a Word document where I start cutting and pasting all this stuff in the descriptions, so it's a little easier for you. Let me see if I can get to that. But at any rate, we do the best we can with what we're given, and we were able to cover a lot of land yesterday. We were able to at least try to assist, somehow in helping this gal. Oh, it's just irritating. Let me go to my stores. Let me go to the store. I'll put my store. There we go. For my mods, if you guys could possibly do like a Word document with all these links in it, I'm going to do one myself, but then it'll be like kind of easy for you guys to pop this stuff in there. We have a couple different sub stores of that. If those that want the sleek coffee club, we have 2 different coffee club logos that you can choose from. This is one. Oops, that's not right. That's the transition one. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Okay, so here, we'll share my screen. So this is one here. This is the one that has the coffee mug with coffee on it. That's one. We've got some designs for that. And where's the other one? Oh, there's all my stuff. I was hoping. Oops. There it is. There's the other one. So there's 2 different designs. I did some actual clothing merchandise with this logo, but this was not the top winner. I didn't realize that at the time. The folks here in the chat actually like this one the best. And so that's the one I'm going to start trying to make some more merchandise. This is in the Bullhorn Betty shop. This is Coffee Club number 2. This is Coffee Club number 2. If this is the design you want, we've got wine glasses, we've got cups. I don't think I did shirts in there. I might have. I don't know what I did. I think I did a beach towel as well. If you guys go to the beach, I don't know how many people live near the beach except me that are in here, but many may. I wish they almost had towels, like the towel sets, the towel, the longer towel and the washcloth, so you could get like a bath set, but they don't have that on here. So they do have some throw pillows. I actually like the throw pillows. They had in the wine, the steel, the tumbler and the steel wine glass. I really do like, because those you can have hot or cold beverages in. And they keep them cold or warm, depending on what your preference is. And but there's the Coffee Club logo that I have come up with. And again, we will just work with it. And of course, with Marissa on here and her team coming over and really supporting this channel last night, which was just a beautiful, amazing thing. I was so appreciative. Marissa is, a lot of people have so much to say about her, and it breaks my heart because she's such a good person. And she's a little, exciting on her actual YouTube channel. And that's what keeps people coming back to her channel. She's got this personality that is just, I love it. She's funny, it's entertainment for me, and but she does talk about real issues. There's nothing wrong with having some entertainment with these real issues. I mean, at the end of the day, we're dealing with missing people and dead people. I mean, you've got to try to find something to lighten the mood. I mean, if we didn't have something, something to change the topic just for a little bit, lighten the mood, we'd be in freaking straitjackets in a padded room. I mean, come on. This stuff is very emotional work. I mean, yesterday, even looking for Ruth, just the highs and the lows of that case, is she here? Is she gone? Did she meet somebody that was really bad for her? Did she get in the wrong car? I mean, all those things go through your mind. And you have to remember, when we get involved in these cases, it's not just these cases. We talk to the families. We get to know these people. We get to find out who they are. They become our friends. They become our family. And, that's how we work, because when we're not passionate about something, we're not going to do a good job. If these people become our family, we're going to search for them like they're our family. The bad part that comes along with that is that they become our family and we're searching for them like they're our family, right? It's the double-edged sword. And so it's at times it hurts us. It hurts us. So, oh yeah, coasters. Those would be cool. Yeah. Coasters. I'll look and see if they've got them. And, I'll reach out to this thing and see if they were having any new products coming aboard. But those, what I can do if people, somebody sent me a link to, like I said, the megaphone, like the ones that, not the ones that are electronic with batteries, just the tube ones, for like football games and stuff like that. Somebody did send me a link to that. However, it's one that I have to actually purchase all the product for, and then I can mail them out. So I'll get a price on that and see if we can do some pre-orders on those if people want those. I don't know how many people would want those. I can get anything. I think I can get like the smallest order is like 5 of them. No big deal, right? So I'll check on that again. And whoever sent me that, if you're in my chat, resend me that link to that megaphone that you want, and I will put the logo on it and get a pricing for it. And then we'll come back here, because if we have some people that would like just to have that as a souvenir type of thing with Bullhorn Betty, we can definitely do that. It's just not something that is drop shipped and directly sent, where you guys can just purchase one item at a time. It has to be purchased in at least some size quantity, and it'll have to come here, and then it'll have to be mailed out. So we'll have to mail, and nothing's cheap anymore. So it's like, I wish they had a dollar store, drop ship dollar store. I tell you what, just so everybody has, can get something. But the good news is what we have. I mean, even the phone cases, I mean, they're pretty reasonably priced. Like they have the ring that you put that has the sticky for the back of your phone, so your phone doesn't fall out of your hand. You just slip the ring over and keep your phone in your hand. They have some die cut stickers. You can do stuff with that, but there is a little something for everyone there. So if you guys do want to support this channel, but get something in return, I definitely think the merchandise is the way for you guys to go. So I know I don't think anybody realized what they were voting for, to be honest with you. It's cray cray. It is so cray cray. So it's happening again, not getting notifications of lives. I unsubscribed, resubscribed again. Okay, well then change your bell to none and then turn it back to on. I don't know what's going on with this channel or why it's doing that. I have to think that we've been getting notifications that there's been some technical difficulty behind YouTube. It might just be the stuff. I wish. We'll roll out as we roll out this channel a little more. We'll get an email registry, so I can get a good email list for everybody, and I'll just start giving an email out 15 minutes before we go live, so everybody on the email list will know we're getting ready, gearing up to go live. And that's really the only way. I don't know what's going on. And I also found out that sometimes on the cell phones they'll put a banner across, like when somebody goes live, you say dismiss or ignore. And sometimes people accidentally hit ignore all and don't realize it. And it cuts off all the notifications for the channel altogether. And it was just by error, not realizing that that's what they were doing. So there is, Davey, I haven't started it yet. It's something that I'm thinking I will roll out here in the near future. I may just set up a whole Bullhorn Betty website just so, we can try to start getting more cost-effective products on there for everybody so they can support the channel but not pay an arm and a leg or have to sell their first child just to get some merchandise. So at any rate, we'll figure it out. We'll keep going down this and just keep building and just keep making the platform better. And just, it's a process of elimination. We just keep trying new things and seeing what works out the best for us here at Bullhorn Betty, as well as each of you. So, oh, good. Well, that's good. So it may be, like I said, it might just be people don't realize that they're actually hitting to cancel the notifications, and they're doing that. So, just, I will, but I need to get something to get the list, the email list in. So, that's, so somebody's getting their last warning. Yeah, it's going to have to work itself out. So the good news is we're back up to, like, one day we were down, like, I know how many people come in here regularly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey, I have to say. The Tick-Tock, growing the Tick-Tock as large as we grew the Tick-Tock in a short amount of time, and then converting over here, it's almost like starting from scratch. But you guys have made it super special for me. And I just, want to thank you guys. You guys made the transition a lot easier than I thought it would be. We're still building. It's going to take us a really long time to get up to the 64,000 that I had in Tick-Tock. But, as long as it's slow and steady, I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm happy. I'm happy that people like the work that I'm doing. I'm happy that people like the work that the team collectively is doing. Many of people don't know that we're all independent, and we collaborate together, and we're actually, with our personalities, are forming hills on the ground. I think it's going to be a great venture for Marissa, Jonathan, Olivia, and myself. I really do. I think it's going to be, and I think people are seeing this, and they're trying to do everything they can to destroy this, but they don't realize you're dealing with some pretty strong folks, and we're really thick-skinned, and we come from different backgrounds, and we've already been through the ringers. They're not going to be able to do anything to us that we haven't already lived through, so they can keep trying and wasting their time and wasting their energy and making their shows all about us if they so want to. All it's doing is driving people over here. I'm perfectly fine with the free advertisement of Bullhorn Betty. I'm sure Marissa's perfectly fine with them, speaking about her, whether it's in a negative light. There's no bad publicity in this world, I can tell you. Because people, there's two types of people that fall for the BS, and people that don't fall for the BS and run to the people that aren't giving them the BS. So, it's just that's the way it is. The good news is the majority of the world doesn't fall for the BS. So they're keeping the stragglers. We're getting the real people. I'm perfectly happy and fine with that. I love you guys. I do. I was, actually, it was funny because yesterday, Jonathan and I were out there searching for Ruth, and I was saying something. I said, "Is it bad?" Because I'm like, I need to go. Like, I'm going crazy. You guys remember my phone went down yesterday, and I'm going crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I need to get back on. I said, am I crazy? Like, I feel lost without YouTube now. Like, it's almost like I said, I never feel alone ever again. I will never, ever feel alone, because if I'm ever in a lonely mood, you know what I do? I come on here and go live, and you guys pep me up and make me feel good, and I make you feel good. And it's like this big, beautiful family of right now, 400 people that I love. And it's just great. I never have to be alone again. And I hope you guys never have to be alone again. And you know what? For that matter, if you guys are ever alone, call me. Tell me, reach out to me. Tell me, go live. I'm feeling lonely. Let's have some fun. Absolutely. Not a problem. Not a problem. Happy to go live. I mean, what do I have here? Let's see. Hello. Yeah, nobody's here. Nobody's here. Just me. Just me. We never want to leave this channel without paying some kind of tribute to Summer Wells. Summer Wells was a beautiful 5-year-old child that has disappeared. The more that we search, the more we're absolutely sure that Candace knows more, and by proxy, Dawn knows more. And until somebody actually proves me otherwise, there's nothing that's going to change my mind. Nothing. Even with Don Wells giving that horrible interview with me, dropping the N-word every other word, and and everything like that. It's just I just don't believe him. And even when he called and tried to throw Dudley under the bus, you could tell he was angry with him. It wasn't an anger like, oh, you stole my child angry. Because if he really believed that his child was stolen and Dudley did it, law enforcement would be able to prove something. I mean, this world of DNA, yes, we can't, I want to make sure, oh, thank you. Thank you. Nice new member. Say hi to everybody. I don't want people focusing 100%. In law enforcement, we cannot 100% focus on DNA evidence. Not every case is going to have DNA evidence. It doesn't mean they can't make a case. Let's just be honest. So I don't want anybody having a preconceived notion that just because there's no DNA evidence, there is no case. That is untrue. That is untrue. There are circumstantial cases that are very successful all the time. They're harder to prove. Yes, I give you that. But doesn't mean a crime wasn't committed, doesn't mean the person that is on the other end of that, the perpetrator is not getting justice, not going to come to justice. I just don't like people saying, oh, there's no DNA evidence, they don't have a case. I don't want people putting that in their mind. That is a lie. That is what defense attorneys want people to believe. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Not every case has DNA in it. However, this day and age, if you're stealing a 5-year-old girl, any woman here with long hair, you take a shower, you've got to clean your drain, you got to pull your hair out of your drain. Okay. The idea that we're not losing hair, is crazy. The idea that we're not touching something and leaving a fingerprint. This day and age with the technology, it's really hard not to get some type of DNA. It's really hard. And that's why people think that, if you don't have DNA, there's no crime. That's not true. I just want to make sure but this day and age, having no DNA, having no fingerprints, just walking off the face of the earth, with all the cameras that are around, all this, all that, it is so much more difficult, even crimes of opportunity, to commit a crime of opportunity. It's really sad because, now with the technology, they literally, like, even me talking, that little bit of spit that comes out when I say the S's or the P's can be picked up on these days. So I just don't want people having the preconceived notion that you have to have DNA all the time to make something stick. That's untrue. Circumstantial cases are very successful all the time. It's literally putting the puzzle pieces together and painting a picture that there is no possibility of any other thing happening, whether there's DNA there or not. The case here is with Summer. Her DNA was everywhere, right? It was her home. It was her home. So they do have DNA. And they have the suspect's DNA. I truly believe it, because the suspect lived in the home with her. But they don't have foreign stuff. Like, somebody coming up on their property. And if anybody that goes out there, and I know some of the people in here have seen their property. I mean, there's just no possibility. I mean, where the hell would they have parked the car? Where would they have parked the car? I mean, they're going up there to steal a little girl, but where would they have parked the car? There's no place on Beach Creek Road to park your car. None. There's no place to pull it off and hide it in bushes. There are none. So where the hell are they parking this car that's not going to stick out like a sore thumb? None of it makes sense. And I always look for the truth, the little truths in the lie. And I can't explain why Candace, when her daughter was missing, and everybody's on the ground at their house, spreading out from their house to look for Summer, why is Candace getting in her car and driving like a bat out of hell off of her property? That's the truth and the lie. I believe she did leave her property. I believe she drove like a bat out of hell off her property. But to go look for her daughter, I don't believe. To hide her daughter, I do. And I think she waited until Dawn got home and they figured out what to do with her. Don is a criminal. Her dying and him knowing about it and him doing this, he's looking at 25 years to life. He's going to fight tooth and nail to keep anything that happened under wraps because he is looking at some major time, potentially a life sentence, whether he hurt that one hair on that child's head or not, because he was negligent and it resulted in his child's death. And according to Tennessee law, that's a felony. One more felony. And Jonathan says, oh, no, based upon the point system, this, that, and the other. But he has become a felon in the state of Tennessee, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure they would have given him the maximum sentence. And he didn't even have to hurt his child. He was just negligent. He was negligent and child endangerment. That's enough to send him away for a really long time, along with Candace. So even if it was just an accident, they were responsible. And they knew that. And Summer most likely lost her life because of their negligence. But what I don't understand is I don't care. I mean, it's just me. It's just me. I really don't care if I was negligent and it cost my child their life. Me not calling for help is sick. It's sick. Me not calling for help and me actually trying to hide her. It's sick. It's sick. Absolutely. Sometimes you make mistakes and you got to deal with the consequences of those mistakes. And I if they would have called and tried to get her help and, just took it. It was their child. This whole thing in their brain, oh, as long as we give her a beautiful burial, we'll be okay. And let's go to church and ask God for forgiveness. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Good morning, guys. Those are just joining us. Good morning. It's just sad. This poor baby. I just don't believe she's at a crack house being trafficked. I just don't. I mean, that would be horrible. I would, that would be horrible in and of itself. I mean, but at least she'd be alive, right? At least at the end of the day, through a lot of therapy and, whatever, she would still be alive. She would still be able to at least have an opportunity. I say opportunity because it's up to the person whether they, and I learned this myself, whether they choose to live a good life or a bad life, but she would have the opportunity. And I wish I could say that that's what's before us. But if I believed it in my heart, I would tell you that, yeah, maybe she is being passed around at a crack house. I don't believe that. I don't believe the drug angle. I don't believe the abduction angle. I don't believe the wandering off angle. I believe there was a bad accident. Or, I mean, let's be real. Candace has no problem beating children. Let's be real. She has no problem injuring her own children. Not just whipping them. They do bad, let's whip them. Like literally injuring them, abusing children. She has no problem doing that. And actually, we were talking about the serving children alcohol and the pattern of behavior. She has a pattern of behavior of abusing children. Hey guys. Hi James or Jamie. So we're talking about a lot of this pattern of behavior, and that's going to be the crux of my my case to TBI. If many of you guys don't know, we are going there to peacefully protest. I will have my bullhorn, but that's just to lay the case. I believe that we will actually, hopefully, actually speak to a TBI agent to lay our case before them. That would be amazing. I would hope TBI takes us seriously and gives us the opportunity to speak one-on-one with them. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, guys, a new year is coming. We're going to throw this 2021. We're going to put it in the effort bucket. We're going to chuck it in the bucket. Right? We're done. We're done with 2021. It's a bittersweet year. You know, it was a crap year, but it was a good year. I mean, we are on YouTube. You guys get to see us. You get to see the work that we're doing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing for 2021. But we're going to propel what we started at the end of 2021, and we're going to bring it and rock it out in 2022. I think 2022 is going to be such an amazing year for all of us. Everybody here, I believe you guys are going to have a great year. I believe that the team's going to have a great year. We're going to give positive vibes into 2022, so we get those positive vibes back from 2022. We're not going to go in here with a hung bug, attitude. No crap. But they got a new vaccine coming out. That's a cure-all. They said that this is going to fix everybody with COVID. Sorry. This new vaccine is going to fix everybody with COVID for any type of COVID that they had. I wish they would have thought about this vaccine like 2 years ago. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Yeah. Yep. But see, the problem is, and Jonathan Lee Riches actually brought up a good point. These are state guidelines. So, they don't have reciprocity, so to speak. I mean, a felon's a felon, no matter what state they go in, right? But their guidelines per state is different from state to state. So you being convicted of 3 felonies in Utah or 2 felonies in Utah, and then going to California and committing another felony, they're not bringing those other. I mean, they'll use that as consideration for that 1 felony in California, but they're not going to use those 2 felonies from Utah in conjunction with that 1 felony in California, and then call you 3-strike law, because that 3-strike law is a California law, not a Utah law. So there's some nuance there that, and that may be the reason why Don kept moving around from state to state. He came close to scoring out in one state and decided to move to another state to start a fresh start. The bad thing is people don't realize you can't run from yourself. Wherever you go, you're right there with you. So, yep. The heck if I know. I can honestly say it's been 2 years, so we could have perfected that a year ago. I'm just saying. I don't want to get in the conversation. People love it or hate it. I mean, really, they do. They do. I don't want to piss anybody off. I love you guys to death. So it's like you never know. And now, from what I hear, is he did that. He just said he did that because he was so paranoid from being on the drugs. He thought law enforcement was following him, and law enforcement wasn't really following him at all. And he just told on himself. Either way, if law enforcement literally allowed him to buy $2,000 worth of drugs and pass it around to drug addicts and didn't arrest him for having possession of drugs, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. It's disgusting. Yep. But the good news is that, we always want to pay respect where respect is due. And without Summer's disappearance, her and her brothers would still be in that disgusting, deplorable environment. And, she saved her brothers. And that's what we have to focus on. We have to make sure that those boys get the life that she couldn't have, and they get the life that they can prosper in. Again, Just because they got out of that situation does not mean that that's not going to have lifelong effects on these boys. And it's up to these boys to decide whether they want to let that make them or let it break them. And I think that's what everybody has to decide when they have childhood trauma. I, for many years, allowed it to break me. Wrong guys, drinking, drugging, anesthetizing, not wanting to think about it. Just kept shoveling it down until it was just ready to pour out of me. It almost broke me. And then there was a revelation in my life that I was tired. I was tired of being beat. I was tired of, not knowing who I am anymore. I was just tired. So people themselves have to decide all by themselves whether they want to let life make them or let life break them. I prefer this day and age to allow life to make me. I don't want to be broken. I'm tired of being broken. I spent 20 years being broken. I want to live, and I want to live well. Success to me is much different than success is to you. Success to me is getting up and doing good. If I can do one good thing today, I had a successful day. Some people, if they can make $300 or $1,000 today, that's success to them. That's not my success. My success is giving back to my country. My success is giving back to my county. My success is giving back. I feel that, there for a really long time, I was a taker, and I wasn't happy. You know what? I'm happy. Am I happy all the time? Of course not. That's impossible. Do I have problems? Of course I do. My life's not perfect, folks. Some days I just want to go back to bed and pull the cover over my head and wait till tomorrow comes. I gotta say. But my life is a much better, healthier, wonderful life than it has ever been. And I'm very blessed, and it feels good to do good. And as long as that's the feeling I got, and as long as God is guiding me, and this is the path he's guiding me down, I will be here. So thank you, Moon Shadow. Yes, we all did great. You guys and not only that, but you guys helped. You guys were digging, and that's the love of this stuff. Like I'm out there. I can barely even read the channel, but my mods are there feeding information and getting information out. I couldn't even see the phone. The sun was so bright, glasses on, the glare from the glass, you couldn't see a darn thing. But my mods were keeping people the information. They were posting the information. They were just getting the information out. They were searching. They were doing this, doing that. I mean, that is the community. That is our community. That is our community out there doing good because it is the right thing to do. And it feels good to do good. And each of you are blessed with that. You guys feel good when you help. And we are very appreciative. The families are very appreciative for that. Well, my 2-hour thing is now rolling on to 3 hours. I love you guys. You guys keep me so busy. So at any rate, guys, I love you. I am going to go. I've got to start doing some research and looking into cases and, doing what I do behind the scenes. And it was great seeing you. We will start rolling out a couple more lives. I'm thinking, a wine hour of sorts. We're rolling out those wine tumblers, and they're just so gorgeous. I gotta come up with a session just so we can use them. I love them. I want to get one. I want to get my coffee cup and my wine tumbler. So we got to figure out how to utilize the wine tumbler. What's better than whining over wine? Maybe it'll be, nothing about cases. Maybe it'll just be about life, because everybody's got trials and tribulations in life. And I think it feels good when you're not alone, that everybody goes through trials and tribulations. And hell, you never know, by coming here and talking about them, you might get a resolution to them. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't think about that. Let me try that. I love it here because we all help each other do better, and we all help lift each other up. And that is so important. That is so important. So anyways, guys, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to let you guys just kind of take over and chit chat as it winds down. I'll probably keep the channel up for about 2 minutes so you guys can say bye to each other. I love you. I think you guys are amazing, beautiful people. I want to tell each and every one of you, if you haven't already had your New Year's, Happy New Year's. I really, truly believe that 2022 is going to be better than the last 4 years. I just feel it in my heart. I feel it in my soul. We're putting the good vibes out there in the world. We're going to receive the good vibes from all year long. We're just going to rock it out this year. We're going to rock it out. We're all going to enjoy it. We're all going to do great things this year. We get to start from the beginning. Our goals this year is to bring someone home safe and sound. That is our goal this year. That's what we want to be a part of. There's going to be a lot of ugly that we're going to be dealing with this year. But our goal this year is to bring someone home safe and sound. And we will reach that goal. I feel it. I feel it. So, all right, guys, I love you. Have an amazing day. And I'll see you next year.